Yeah, but I muted it when
I like how you sat in the chair ready to go, so I clicked go live on YouTube, and then you went, no, I'm going to go for a wee. So now we're 4 minutes late, and I'm going to have to try and trim the start of the video.
Anxiety wee, you know?
Yeah, I'm going to have to try and trim the start of the video now, because you decided to just... and not to mention that 10 minutes ago, you went for a pee.
Yeah, but we all know I've got a tiny bladder. And it's like hot, cold, you know.
I'll trim this. If you're watching this on demand, I'll trim this so I can trim out that first 3 minutes of me going,
but they won't
we're
know.
ready, because Joe sat in the chair with his mic on and his iPad in his hand. He must be ready.
Yeah, but that's what all the greats, you know, they keep people waiting.
Do they?
Yeah.
You're one of the greats.
No.
I think you're one of the greats.
Yeah.
I think you're one of the greats after 3-0 Joe Sunday.
Third game doesn't count.
3-0 Joe.
It does.
3-0 Joe. That's the limit.
Yeah.
We need to only go to tournaments so there's just 3 games.
Yeah. Although I looked at the two people above me, and the guy who came below me.
Yeah.
I think 2 of the guys I would have been okay against, and 1 guy would have just destroyed me. But I think it would have been all right. I reckon I could have gone 4-1.
You reckon? Oh, okay. That's not bad.
Maybe.
I don't think I've ever gone, apart from 1 tournament, I don't think I've ever gone better than 3-0. One tournament, or 3-2. 1 tournament I went 4-1 and came 4th.
Yeah.
Yeah. And everything else I've done 3-2 or worse. I don't think I care enough.
No?
I think I'd rather... I've played some opponents where they've played in a questionable manner, and I should call them out.
Yeah.
But 1, it's not good for the brand. And 2, I just can't be bothered.
I've talked to Paddy about this a couple of times where I don't care enough. Like, me and him don't care. Like, if my opponent pushes me to a point where I'm like, you care about this more than I do.
Yeah.
I'm done. You know.
Yeah. And I'm like, I could have an argument with you about it, but I don't feel like it's worth it. I'm just going to get annoyed, and it's not. And I'm going to create an atmosphere. So half of them, I'm like, yeah, you crack on, you play that way. I don't mind. That's fine. I'll take the L because I'm not ever going to worry about my ITC score or winning events.
Yeah.
Quite frankly. Thankfully, those guys aren't too common. And often, if I come up against a guy as well who isn't particularly great at the game, I end up helping them beat me.
Yeah.
But, you know, I care more about
Which is
favourite
good
game
for
modes.
them.
Yeah. Hey, everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining us on what is quite a cold day here down on the south coast of the UK for another Liam and Joe show, but it's not a Liam and Joe show. It's actually a Grotmas show because Grotmas is happening. And this is the first time, shockingly, I think this is the first time in December, Joe, that we're streaming together.
I think, yeah.
Someone's iPad's volume is on minimal as well because I can hear myself.
Your one?
Is it my one?
Unless Tom's watching it.
So this is the first time.
Subscribed.
Yeah.
It is this one. I think this is the first. I knew I could hear myself. This is the first time Joe and I are streaming together in January because of all of the bad sickness and shit that we had, which means
You had.
we had.
I
In
was
terms,
fine.
my family. Yeah. My family's had it, which means we haven't actually sat and talked about Grotmas. Today is day 10 of Grotmas, which also means we're now on the 12th or 13th detachment because we had double detachment on Sunday, double detachment yesterday.
Yeah.
So day 10 plus 2. So we're on the 12th detachment now.
Yeah.
And it's Grey Knights, which is an army we don't have, an army I've always loved, and I used to have Grey Knights years and years ago, but I really want to wait. I'm really hopeful that when Grey Knights get released, whenever that might be, we see a range refresh.
Yeah, my friend Ash, who is a notorious hobby butterfly,
Yeah.
is like, there's been umming and ahhing about Grey Knights. I was like, no, be strong.
I got to
Like,
think they're going to get a new
hold.
model range.
Hold. And then he messaged me and says, oh, I really like that new Grey Knight detachment. I was like, no,
Yeah.
control yourself.
Yeah, we'll have to have a look at the detachment. We're going to bring it up on screen in just a minute, and Joe and I are going to talk about it. After the fact, we'll get your views and points as well. So if you guys have got questions or comments or statements about anything Grotmas related for that matter, you can stick them on big colourful postcards for us. If you haven't already, please make sure you smash all those magical YouTube buttons. Hit the like button if you enjoy the content. Smash subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification icon if you want to be notified when we go live or drop a new video. If you become a member, or you get gifted a membership, you can come in Discord and you can hit the right reaction rolls, and not only does it do what we just said for the bell notification icon, but it also notifies you when we schedule streams as well, so you can be prepared for them, which is cool. Grotmas has been, I think, so far, majoritively a success.
Yeah.
With a couple of exceptions. Thousand Sons detachment was bang average. The Assassin's detachment was flat bullshit bad. It's just not a good detachment at all. Everything else so far has been quite narrative, quite fun, quite interesting. There is a couple of copy and pastes that are going on, which I'm like, come on, guys. We don't need to give everybody uppy-downy phase through rules and -1 to wound if your strength is more than my
we're in
toughness.
a weird situation now where, like, a lot of armies have moved through walls and some just don't.
Yeah. There's a thing where a lot of armies had a kind of cool trick, which is why you'd be like, oh, I'll pick that army because they can play that cool trick. And now we're in a place where, but then almost everybody's getting access to that cool trick.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether I'm like, well, I'm glad that everyone can play the cool trick with their respective armies, who will inherently play that trick differently because of the models they have access to, or whether I actually preferred the fact that armies have a unique feel.
The thing is, I think the problem we got at the moment is things like uppy, downy, and move through walls of vehicles and stuff is to counter the fact that everything shoots too well in the game, so we have to have buttloads of terrain.
Yeah.
But because we've got buttloads of terrain, nothing can move around.
There isn't infantry.
There isn't infantry.
Yeah. Yeah. So you end up with infantry meta with things just because they can move through ruins without any kind of penalty. Yeah, I'm with you, 100%. More importantly, jump pack infantry meta as well.
Yeah.
You know, super fast infantry meta. So, right, we're going to jump into the detachment. I'm going to do what I normally do. I'll read the article, we'll load up the rules, we'll read through the rules. Joe and I will discuss it as we read through it. It'll be a bit different to normal because it's not just my thoughts. This is going to be Joe's thoughts as well at the same time. And then, like I said, after the fact, we can talk about anything Grotmas related so far, how you feel like it's going, how you feel like it's going. I mean, Joe hasn't looked at a load of the detachments. I just explained to him the Necrons one.
People, if I'm honest, I was like, I don't play the army. We don't have the army or we don't have the army in the studio, so I just don't care. So I haven't looked at some things.
I've looked at all of them so far. I've read all of them.
Well, you have to because it's your job.
I mean, literally, yeah.
But
and I was like, covering Grotmas would be really good for the channel. And since I've started covering Grotmas, it's like -12 subs.
Oh.
I know, yeah.
How dare you do the job that YouTubers tend to do?
It is what it is. It's fun, isn't it? Yeah. It's a laugh. If I press this button, we should get this fancy angle. Look.
Oh, that's fun.
It's fun, isn't it? It's fun and fancy.
Yeah.
And then...
Oh, before we do that, can I say thank you, White55, for 5 gifted memberships?
You can, yeah. Thank you, Whitey55 for 5 gifted memberships.
Because he's the only one so far, so I feel like we should...
What do you hope for him, Joe?
I hope that next time you go to McDonald's, they don't have something that you want, so they just overcorrect and just give you loads of free stuff.
Ooh. We went to last Wednesday. I didn't stream in the evening because my brother and I went to the football, to Saints Chelsea, which I probably shouldn't have gone because it was. I got uneven with my brother. Okay, cool. Walked up to a burger van outside the stadium, right? Because you're at the football. Go to a burger van. It's £7.50 for a cheeseburger, right? Yeah. And it's about £4 for a bottle of like Coke or 7-Up or whatever. It's like £3 for a bottle of water, which is what my brother had, and it's about another £5 for some chips, which is what he had, right? And I ordered it, and she got it already. I stood there, and there was a woman who was sorting out the food, and a guy stood behind the little checkout thing, the little like till thing, and he put all the like he was pressing buttons as I was putting the order in, and she stood there and she handed the food over, and she put the food on top of the counter, and I was like, stood there with my wallet. I stood there for a bit longer. They were just chatting to each other, and I was like, no one's taking my money.
Yeah.
So I put the bottle of Coke in my back pocket, handed my brother the bottle of water, and I was like, sorry, excuse me, no one's taking my money? I don't want to just walk off.
Yeah.
Because I've too many morals here. I don't want to just walk off. And she was like, did he not put the thing through? And he was like, no, I thought you were taking it. You took the order, so you have to put the payment through. She's like, yeah, but they started bickering, and some little girl in the middle, she was like, just give me a tenner. Yeah. I was like, fucking win. Yeah. All right, thanks very much. That'll do me. Anyway, let's get into it. Grotmas calendar day 10. These are fascinating, Joe. This is word dumping AI. Make me an article. When you need a world purified, and you need it yesterday. Look no further than today's Grotmas calendar detachment, the Warp-bane Task Force for the Grey Knights. The Grey Knights strike to cleanse unhallowed ground and restore the sanctity of the Emperor's domain. The Warp-bane Task Force is raised with the most obscure and esoteric rituals of purgation, and will drive the taint of chaos back into the depths of the warp. Interesting, because I kind of don't really have this right now.
No.
Striding fearlessly into malignment hellscapes, the warriors of the Order of Purifiers lead the assault. The combined psychic might of those anointed champions manifests in its azure fire that ignites the bodies and souls of the unclean foes and scours away the taint of witchcraft and infernal corruption. In place of this excised perversion, and ensorcelled zone of... This is fucking good. You know
This
what it's going to be?
this is AI ran through a thesaurus.
Yeah, no,
isn't
do
it?
you know what this is going to be?
Oh.
This is going to be fucking Realms of Chaos, whatever the Chaos Demons have. Listen, read the wording.
Yeah.
Which is what they've also done with Thousand Sons.
Yeah.
So Chaos Demons is, what's it called? Because you play them.
Shadow of Chaos.
Shadow of Chaos, thank you,
yeah.
Tom. And then Thousand Sons have got like Shadow of Magic or whatever.
Yeah.
Or whatever it's called, which is shit. With the Warpbane Task Force, Grey Knight players will be able to field Purifier squads at the height of their power, dispatched en masse, maybe they'll become battle line, to counter a specific threat, where they tread is hallowed ground. Within the Grey Knight's attacks. It's copy and paste, chat, it's got to be.
Necrons have got one as well.
As this zone expands across the battlefield, your enhancements and stratagems become more potent. So it is, isn't it? Let's not read that bullshit. Okay, cool. Actually, I want to know what is tomorrow. Tomorrow, the Astartes get another one. Way more for Space Marines.
I want them to get 3. I think it'd be hilarious. Yeah.
Grey Knights, Warpbane Task Force. Right, here we go. So, Hallowed Ground is it's quite a lot. Detachment ability. Certain areas of the battlefield are your hallowed ground. It is exactly the same. Okay, your deployment zone is always within your hallowed ground. The area of the battlefield within 6 inches of one or more Purifier squads from your army is hallowed ground. Already makes it slightly better than the Thousand Sons one at least. At the start of any phase, if you control at least half the objective markers in no man's land is hallowed ground. At the start of any phase, if you control at least half the objective markers within your opponent's deployment zone, that is hallowed ground.
Yeah,
Each time a model in a Grey Knights unit from your army makes an attack, reroll a hit roll of a 1 if that unit is a Purifier squad and or is wholly within your army's hallowed ground. You can reroll the hit roll instead. That's pretty good. You just get reroll hit rolls of 1 flat all the time. And if you target a unit in hallowed ground, you also get reroll hits. Remembering that hallowed ground is your deployment zone, probably half the time no man's land.
Yeah, but Purifier... Right, so by the wording of this rule, Purifier squads, much like demons, are always in hallowed ground.
Yes.
So they always re-roll.
Yes. So if you're fighting with Purifier squads, you get reroll hits all the time.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's really good. Okay. We've got 4 enhancements as we've got all Grotmas so far. So Mandulian Reliquary. Grey Knight model only. When the bearer's unit is not battle shocked, add 3 to the bearer's objective control characteristic. Not bad. 20 points. Radiant Champion, 15 points. So far in Grotmas, Joe, we typically find the good ones are cheaper. Grey Knight infantry model only. The bearer's melee weapons have the precision ability, and while the bearer is wholly within your army's hallowed ground, each time a melee attack made by the bearer scores a wound, the target of that wound suffers 1 mortal wound in addition to any normal damage.
Fucking hell. There's a...
What?
Does a Grandmaster in Nemesis Dreadsuit have a sweep profile?
I don't know, but that's Grey Knight infantry model, so he won't be able to take it.
Okay.
That would be busted otherwise. That'd be pretty impressive. I
feel like they probably thought about that and they're like, maybe not.
Fear of the Abyss, 25 points. Infantry model only. Models in the bearers unit have the stealth ability.
That's fucking good.
That's good.
Slap that on 10 Terminators.
That's not bad at all. 10 points for Paragon of Sanctity. Grey Knight model only. Once battle at the start of any phase, the bearer can select 1 friendly Grey Knight with 18 inches visible to it. If it doesn't until the end of the phase, your unit is within your army's hallowed ground. It's 10 points, which makes it okay. If you've got 10 points spare, that's an easy add every time.
There needs to be a list of, like, in chapter approved or in the new... There needs to be a list of, like, or in the new edition, a list of, like, 20 universal enhancements that are anywhere between 5 and 10 points.
And just remove them from
Yeah.
standard books. Yeah, I agree with you. Okay, so that so far, I've seen people, I've not read this until now, this is the first time I've read this, and I've seen people so far saying that the Grey Knight stuff is a bit meh. I actually think that's quite good on the whole. And what makes it good at the moment is the fact that Purifiers they give you that hallowed ground aura.
Oh, Purifier's the one to the flamethrowers. I feel like that's
I think so. The white helmet guy. No, that's Purgation Squads.
Oh.
Tom's going to research Purifiers for us off camera right now. Interesting.
He's our admin man now.
Purifiers are like the elite strike teams, aren't they, essentially?
Purifier's ability is when you're below starter, you get +1 a hit. When you're below half, you get +1 a wound. So if you're below starter and you're re-rolling all hits and you're +1 a hit.
Yeah.
Interesting.
with power swords.
You get Nemesis
And bolt
force
guns.
weapons.
Nemesis force weapons. Joe.
And they get 2.
And
What's Nemesis force weapons? Strength 5 minus 2/2.
strength 6 minus 2/2.
God damn it! How did I not guess strength 6 minus 2/2? Okay, right. Sanctified kill zone for a single CP is in your shooting phase or the fight phase. You pick a Grey Knight unit from your army that has not been selected to shoot or fight this phase, and that is wholly within your army's hallowed ground. Until the end of the phase, each time a model in your unit makes an attack, reroll a wound roll of 1, or reroll the wound roll instead if it's a Purifier squad.
Wow.
Wow. They've not been selling Purifiers, have they?
That's really strong.
I mean,
That's mad strong.
that's
Just
good.
reroll all hits and wounds with strength 6, AP2, damage 2.
Yeah, so you have a unit of 10 Purifiers for 1 CP, you're going to be rerolling all hits and wounds.
They shit.
Because if you put it on Purifiers, guess what? You're within range of your army's hallowed ground.
Yeah.
1 CP, reroll all hits and wounds. Strength 6 minus 2/2. Flames of Sanctity, 1 more CP. End of the fight phase.
Jesus.
1 Purifier squad from your army that was eligible to fight this phase. Roll a D6 for each enemy unit within 6 inches of your unit, adding 1 to the result if your unit includes Custodian Crow. On a 4+, the enemy unit suffers D3 mortal wounds. Cool.
Yeah, it's all right.
That's like the old Psychic Flames power, isn't it? Essentially.
Yeah, it's all right.
If you've got a unit, the thing is, Joe, if you've got a unit of 10 Purifiers with Custodian Crow in the army,
Yeah.
you're rolling a D6 for each enemy unit within 6 inches. Depending on how you spread that unit of 10 out, you could have 3 or 4 units in range, which means 4 chances on a 3+ of doing D3 mortal wounds for a single CP.
yeah,
It's actually
not
all
bad,
right when you
yeah.
think about it.
Yeah, I like that.
Hallowed Beacon for a single command point. 1 Grey Knight infantry unit in the reinforcement step of your movement phase, excluding Terminators, that is arriving using Deep Strike or Teleport assault ability. Set up your unit wholly within your army's hallowed ground and more than 6 inches away from enemy units. So you get to Deep Strike closer with Hallowed Beacon as long as you're in hallowed ground. Mm-hmm. Right?
Demons.
It is a little bit like demons, yeah, and you can bounce off of Purifiers. Fires of Covenant. Start of your movement phase, start of your opponent's movement phase, 1 Grey Knight infantry from your army until the end of the phase. Each time an enemy unit is set up or ends a normal move, advance or fallback move within 6 inches of your unit, roll 1d6, adding 2 to the result if your unit is wholly within your army's hallowed ground. On a 4+, the enemy unit suffers D3 mortal wounds. Cool, interesting. Aegis Eternal for a single CP. So the stratagems so far aren't quite so broken.
Yeah.
Aegis Eternal for a single CP. Opponent's shooting phase just after the enemy unit is selected as targets. Grey Knight infantry unit from your army that was selected as target of 1 or more attacks until the end of the phase. Models in your unit that are wholly within your hallowed ground have a 4+ invulnerable save.
Bloody hell.
And then Repelling Sphere, start of your opponent's charge phase, a Grey Knight infantry unit from your army until the end of the phase. Each time an enemy unit declares a charge and your unit is one of the targets, subtract 1 from the charge roll, or 2 if your army is within your army's hallowed ground. It's like a Tanglefoot, yeah.
I like that.
It's a fun detachment.
Yeah,
I don't think it's broken good. It's
I
not
don't think
Necron good.
It's not Necron good, but it is.
A lack of armor of contempt.
Yeah.
I think.
Fuck Armor of Contempt.
Yeah.
I mean, no armor of contempt, but you just get a flat 4+ invuln.
That's pretty good.
I'd rather have a 4+ invuln.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, Armor of Contempt on 3+ armor save models is a 4+ invuln.
Yeah.
But Armor of Contempt on an army that can take mass Terminators might be better because
Yeah.
you go from 2+ to 3+ on AP1 weapons.
But but it's one of those ones where like you kind of want to play around, like, because if your units are in because armor of contempt causes a problem in a game where there's loads and loads of terrain.
Yeah.
So if you're in cover as a Terminator and they shoot you with -1, you've still got your 2+ save.
Yeah.
If they shoot you with -2, you get armor of contempt. I've got a 2+ save.
Yeah, I think from a player using the ability,
Yeah.
Armor of Contempt is arguably better currently. Currently. From a from a player against Armor of Contempt,
Yeah.
the 4+ invuln is less oppressive.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
Grey Knights are
I-
2+ save. There you go.
All Grey Knights, even the Purifier squad.
They're basically Custodes now, but tough.
Strike Marines are 2+ save as well, apparently now as well.
Oh, okay.
A T4.
Yeah, I think the 4+ invuln's fine because it's if when you get stuck in the, because everything in the game's -2 damage too. So if you're stuck in the open, you go cool.
I prefer
no.
I prefer Aegis.
-2 damage. damage 2 still puts you on a
4 up.
4 up.
Yeah.
So realistically, it's only good versus anything that's AP3 and above.
Yeah.
Which is the same as armor and contempt anyway.
It just depends if you have cover.
Well, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not, though, is it? Armor of Contempt is good against AP2 because you'll still get 3 up safe. So Armor of Contempt is in terms of what's better currently. Armor of Contempt is still better currently, but the 4 up invulnerable save is less oppressive for your opponent.
Yeah.
In it, let's be honest, it's less oppressive for your opponent.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah, I think that's, in terms of detachments, I think that's a lot of fun. That's a good detachment. It's fun. They've done, so this is the interesting thing, right? They did Shadow of Chaos for Chaos Demons, and they didn't quite get it right. They made a change to it, where the Greater Demons now give you that Shadow of Chaos aura, and that made it significantly more impactful and effective. In fact, it's so much more fun. It is, in fact, the army that Joe chose to take to the RTT on Sunday, because Demons are quite good now with Shadow of Chaos.
I really like it, and I think it's really, really strong. Like, the Greater Demons, their buffs only go off when you're in the Shadow of Chaos, but because they're Greater Demons, they give off the Shadow of Chaos, so they always get the buffs from themselves.
Yeah, I think they nailed it with that one.
Yeah.
Now, they've taken the fix for Shadow of Chaos and applied it to the Grey Knight detachment, but used Purifiers. And I think it's cool. In fact, because they're Purifiers and they're like the Elites version, it's interesting that the article said they can deploy en masse, but they haven't lifted the restriction of them not being battle line.
You got it? Oh, I can't.
What? No, it's not in the...
They're not battle line.
They're not battle line.
No, so you only get 3 units of them, but you could have 30.
You will have 30.
Yeah. I can't, because you want to have 30 to spread out the maximum amount of the benefit.
Yeah. So I like the fact they've applied the rule to Purifiers. I'm glad they didn't apply it to things like Nemesis Dread Knights or whatever. I'm glad they've applied it to Purifiers. We don't typically see Purifiers. We might see more Purifiers now. And I like that Purifiers with the silver armor and the white helmets, cool as shit, by the way. If they do new Grey Knight models, I'd be in danger, quite frankly, because I liked the old Grey Knight, and I like painting silver.
They've kept very quiet about whether we're getting new Grey Knight models, because it's been about Emperor's Children.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be cool to see an Emperor's Children Grey Knight release?
That would be cool.
Like a versus box set.
Yeah.
I'd be into that. That'd be super cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if I think for competitive play, I don't know if I think this is better than the current Grey Knight
their
attachment.
current one's better, just because of like
they have
the
deep strike.
Yeah, just constantly just in out, like all over the table.
I played against it at Mikey's event, and it's the guy who I played against was lovely, really nice guy, but my God, it's oppressive.
And they can deep strike in 3 as well, can't they?
Yeah, currently.
So these ones can do 6.
Those ones can do 6, yeah.
Yeah.
Are we doing a thing?
No, I don't talk about.
I wish you'd talk to me before stream. Right, I think I was pissing, yes. Again.
What do you think, chat? Let me know what you think. Super chats or colourful postcards, as we call them.
Yeah.
To let us know your thoughts on Grey Knight's attachment. You can also ask. I've given you all of my opinions so far on all the attachments all the way through Grotmas. You have yet to get all of Joe's opinions on things through Grotmas. So you can throw questions at him. If he doesn't know, because he hasn't seen it, I can pull it up on screen.
Chat are saying...
That's their army rule.
Uppy down is their army rule.
What's
But the strat is the...
Is the 3-inch deep strike? Is
No, yeah, they do. And, what's it called?
The pick him back up.
Yeah, when you come near me, I go back into deep strike is a strat they have.
Yeah, which makes the army mental.
But then they have that strat, which is like, I run away.
Oh, if you come near me, you go, bye.
It's like the ultimate redeploy.
Yeah, so if your army is Grey Knights, at the end of your opponent's turn, it's called Teleport Assault, you can select a number of Grey Knights units from your army that are with this ability, excluding units that are within engagement range. The maximum is you can do below, so strike force is 3 units. Once you've made your selections, remove these units from the battlefield in your reinforcement step of your next movement phase. Each one of the units are anywhere in the battlefield more than 9 inches horizontally. They've got a strat that can put them 3 inches, and they've got a strat that allows you to pick an extra unit up as well. So they're quite good. Detachment, which is teleport force. Each time a Grey Knight unit with this ability advances, do not make an advance roll. Instead, until the end of the phase, add 6 inches to the unit's move characteristic and they can fly. I think for competitive play, that's still pretty good.
That's really good. I think I'd prefer that.
For competitive play,
that's better.
Yeah, because you guarantee more secondaries. You can guarantee more maneuverability.
Yeah.
This is more fun.
Oh yeah, this is much. This is your killing army. That one's your scoring army.
Yes, I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
This feels like a Joe army where you just run 30 guys with swords that are rerolling everything.
I don't see a negative.
Yeah.
I just can't get on with them all. I didn't like the Grey Knight plastics when they came out though. I never liked the Grey Knights plastics. I've always been the metals just looked.
So
bad.
I have always had a problem with the size of the wrist-mounted storm bolters,
Yeah.
but thought the rest of the model looked good for the infantry. I love the Terminators. However, then they released Primaris Scale
Yeah.
and Primaris Scale Terminators, and now they don't look good anymore.
No.
Right? The armor, the inscriptions, I've loved all that stuff. The knightly kind of helmets,
Yeah.
I love the way that looks. The wrist-mounted Stormbolters always looked ridiculous on normal infantry marines. They
Yeah.
just didn't look good on strike marines. And the Terminators now, because everything else has been scaled up.
Yeah. They just need new models. But to be honest though, realistically, they can just do what they've got now. You just release 2 box sets: the Terminator box set and the Grey Knight not Terminator box set.
Well, they've clearly got a lot of infantry to sell.
Well, so my biggest fear about these kind of things, like this detachment, which is quite good, which is forcing you to buy the Purifier boxes, is that you kind of end up in a new Dark Angels Terminator situation. Do you remember how good Deathwing Terminators were
Before they got their new
before
models.
they got the new models?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those things were bonkers good.
They clapped, didn't they?
Yeah, they were really,
Like
really
ninth
good.
edition as well.
Yeah.
Horrendous.
So, are you giving him a mic, are you?
Well, might as well. He keeps talking.
Yeah,
How to
it's just here. He's
speak to people.
just made himself at home, hasn't he?
Just
I think,
insert myself.
yeah. So it's one of that. We're going to make these really, really good. So you buy up the stocks that we've got sat lying around everywhere, and then once they're all gone, we've created some space then. Because Games Workshop don't really recycle the plastics they've got at head office, do they? They just kind of they've historically just always ended up in the big bin.
It's muted on top until you've put it on properly.
Yeah.
Tom's off camera, as he is on a lot of Liam and Joe shows nowadays, and he keeps talking, and he's got interesting points to make. So I
Yeah.
thought we might as well give
Tom-
him
You
a phone.
tell me to shut up.
Tom's
Tom.
basically Tom's my Thursday morning sparring partner, but
Occasionally Tuesdays.
but occasionally Tuesdays now.
Yeah.
We just had a go at the new Dreadnought Custodes detachment.
Have you, yeah, is that the first time you've seen it today?
So the people were talking about it at the tournament on Sunday, and I was like, it's pretty good. But my opinion was basically going, Forge World's not sold any Custodes resin for the entirety of 10th edition.
Yeah,
They need to make
That's my
yeah.
only problem with the detachment is. So I think the detachment is cool and I think
Yeah.
it's fun. I don't think it's better than what they currently have access to. My gripe with it that I spoke about last night was the fact that you basically have to buy a load of Forge World resin to make it work properly.
It's split Custodes players down the middle of who owns Forge World and who
Yes.
doesn't.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like, I'm happy because I spent too much money on Forge World.
I
And I haven't had a
like
reason
it
to
as
use
a
them since
detachment.
ninth. I actually do think it is the best Custodes detachment.
Do you
Yeah.
reckon?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because I think mainly because it buffs the tanks.
Yeah, it means the tanks are even
The
better.
tanks, so if the tank's below starting strength, they're hitting on 2s, re-rolling 1s with twin linked.
Yeah.
So they just
Mad,
kill
innit?
anything.
Yeah, and they can just drive through walls. And so
you
they've
can-
got fly. So these tanks, which are like 8 inches long,
Yeah.
right? Because they're movement 12.
They are.
Means that they can just
They move 10.
move 10.
But +2 in the detachment.
No, that's walkers.
yeah.
Oh,
It's
okay.
quite difficult
So
to-
they've
yeah.
got to move at 10, but they're 8 inches long. So realistically, they're not even. They're going like the length of their body forward. But if they have to go around a corner, they basically can't.
Yeah.
So by giving them the strap, they're just cool, just phasing around the table.
They can
with
just
no
go
problem.
through walls and
Yeah.
shoot you. The other cool thing I did think of is you could put like a whole Wardens and Trajan in the Land Raider.
Yeah.
You can spend a CP so the Land Raider goes through walls, and it's got the assault ramp. So you can just be like, Land Raider, go through the wall.
Yeah.
Guys, get out the Land Raider, charge something that's
I-
13 inches away.
Honestly, I don't understand why they don't bring back old fly for monsters and vehicles now.
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
Yeah.
Just go like
Old fly needs to come
horizontal.
back.
Yeah,
Give me Flying Angron, please.
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, we're now half an hour in, which means we go into some of the questions because it takes us a long time to answer them. So we
Yeah.
need to start now.
Thank you, Fish Palace. Love that name. Joe's hope came true.
They always do.
As was in Spoons in Aberdeen and picked up an unopened bottle of tomato sauce. In all my spoons, I have never had an unopened bottle of ketchup. It's great.
Okay, cool.
Because
I tried to think what the hope was.
it was that.
Just he gets an unopened bottle of ketchup.
It's
Okay.
a fresh.
Cool.
Hasn't got like the ketchup jizz all around the top.
The gunk, the dried gunk.
Yeah, the ketchup smeg.
So that means so that means 100% chance everything you wish comes true.
Yeah.
So far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank
If
you.
you say it hasn't come true, it's just because it's not come true yet.
Yeah.
Currently,
You just gotta wait.
currently, it hasn't come true.
Yeah.
Currently.
There's no expiry date on these.
No.
So, thank you, Rossonero. Says, Merry Grotmas, boys. Sorry, I've been MIA recently.
I'll allow it. You have
That's
an
fine.
important job.
And then he gifted 10 memberships.
Oh, fucking legend. What a
Um,
legend, Ross.
I hope, Rossonero, that next time you go to a tournament, you either podium or get favourite player or like best painted, right? And the gift is a voucher for the shop, like 50 quid or $50. Where is Ross now? England? UK.
You've met him.
Probably.
He was at Thames weekend,
Yeah,
Joe.
but I don't know. People told me their real name. They don't tell me they're like.
Yeah, Ross.
Such a-
The first 4 letters of his YouTube name.
Nah.
Such a man of the people.
He could be a big fan of
Fucking
Canyonero. I hope that the amount of money that they give you is enough to buy something.
Yeah?
Because the amount of times, like,
This is weak for 10 members.
yeah,
I
they
hope
go,
that you
"Here's
don't
50
have to
quid,"
play
and then
Joe
you
in
go
round
and buy
3 of a
some models that
tournament.
you want.
You just said something. They could give you a voucher that's enough to buy a fucking
Yeah,
Mars bar.
they allow you to buy the models you want to buy.
Okay.
Because I won a voucher when I came.
Did
to that.
you?
I did.
When you came to
but,
that, you
but the
just
problem,
down there.
but what annoys me about I
Did you win all your games on Sunday, Joe?
did.
3-0, Joe.
In,
You did cheat in one of them.
In Toyman, they do the handing out of the prizes at the end,
Yeah.
but they close the store so you can't spend your voucher.
That seems odd.
So I've got to go back and buy stuff.
That's how they get you.
So I'll wait until January.
Next
probably.
event, yeah. There's an event in January, isn't there?
There's a
What
GT.
weekend's it on? Do we know?
it's
I
a
can have a look on the email.
beachhead prep event basically.
Yeah, I want to go to it because I
It
didn't
is
get to go this
a
weekend.
2-day GT though.
That's fine.
But
Is it?
That's fine.
I'd have to find out when that is because
I'll have a look.
yeah, because I was going to buy some. I wanted to buy some.
Monster.
No, I can't. 'Cause it makes me wee wee.
You'll die.
And I'll die. And
I mean, it makes me wee-wee, Joe.
Um,
I don't think Monster's the problem there.
it is now. I haven't drunk it for months, but when I did have a break and then I drank some, just piss all day.
Yeah.
What was I going to buy? I wanted to buy some.
Oh no, that is a different Ross. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I apologise, Joe. I'm wrong.
I wanted to buy. Well,
That is a rare thing
I know.
for him to say.
I know. Thank you, Rossoneri, for owning up.
I wanted to get some of the Squig Riders, the Knights. What are they called?
Poor old Ross now.
One got Bounders, what they're called,
Oh, yeah.
for AOS.
Okay.
I wanted to get some of them.
It's January 11th to 12th, by the way.
I could probably do that one.
You know, it's so professional. Hang on.
I wasn't going to look right now. Okay.
You could probably do it after.
Rossoneri, sorry for misplacing your identity. I thought
I can't do that.
I've got my wires crossed here with 2 Rosses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll play.
He might
like,
not even be Ross now.
I play like 1 or 2 games a week. Well, many games a week now. So
Yeah, we played quite a lot recently, haven't we?
yeah. Yeah. Boyne got Bounders is what I was going to buy. So I'm going to go back.
You
and
getting
get
excited about the new goblins on walls?
Well, I got the army off of Dan, so I need to build it. Well, build it / paint it. So build the stuff that's not built and then paint it. And I was like, I want 2 units of the bouncing knights.
Chat's blown away that I've admitted to being wrong. I always admit to being
Yeah.
wrong when I'm actually wrong. It's very rare it happens.
And then Rossonero upgrade to a Thane.
Yeah, I mean, that's what made me
Legends.
put 2 and 2 together and make 6, clearly. Okay, well, thanks for coming in, Thane. Rossonero, you legend. Get yourself in Thanes.
They'll be very excited. They do love a new thing. They get well excited.
Yeah.
And then thank you, Harborn Vortex Games for 5 memberships. A sponsor! !
Vortex.
in the chat
Yeah.
if you are in Canada.
There's a parcel from him waiting for me at a local shop in
Oh,
Totton because UPS tried to deliver when we weren't in yesterday, which is absolutely full of cruel boys, Joe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
We don't want them.
I did. That's why. He said, "What do you want?" I said, "Cruel boys."
I was like, Iron Jaws.
Yeah. Which one of the two is cheaper to buy? Iron Jaws because there's less of them.
Oh.
So I asked for the.
And they're getting
I don't know.
what's it called? Spearhead.
Yeah, I just get you to buy everything. So.
Big brain, Jay. Big brain.
I hope Hardborn Games that hang on.
Oh, I am hanging on, Joe.
Hang on.
I am.
When do you think he's going to run out?
I hope that they make a novelty flavour of eggnog that is incredible and it's cheap and delicious and you love it. Well, eggnog's America though, isn't it? It's not Canada.
Well, I don't know if they have it in Canadian land. They might do.
No?
Have you ever had eggnog? I've not.
No.
I've not.
Alcoholic egg-based drink. Is it like egg custard type pie?
Buffering.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Vortex.
Yeah. All right. We'll get rid of that one because we don't know the context.
All right. Okay.
of
Good. We can
eggnog
start again.
in
Cool. Okay.
Your country. I hope that they release bacon,
Ooh.
right? But it comes in a solid bar of maple syrup. Like,
Maple syrup on bacon is
Yeah.
where the Americans did get it right.
So it's like one solid rigid piece of bacon that's been cooked, obviously, and then it's just like coated, but it's like rock hard, so you can just eat it like a snack.
Have you ever been to the US and had an American breakfast?
Never been to the US
I
at
need
all.
to take you.
Yeah, you
I
do.
need to take just for American breakfast, Joe.
Yeah.
Because you love it. The fucking pancakes and bacon covered in syrup. You'll be like, what is this wonderful start?
Yeah, but they have the
day?
weird, super fluffy pancakes. In
You can
America,
also,
don't they?
mate, they're nice. Trust me. You can also go to breakfast places and get steak.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm very unpopular amongst my kinsmen when I say this, but the Americans do breakfast better than us.
Oh, that's a bold claim.
No.
They do.
The fried breakfast is peak.
No, it's not.
It really is.
I'll take you to America and then we'll have that same discussion.
Yeah.
I think that's a win for Joe.
I'll go because there's no losing in this situation. But
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, but thank you, Wee Man, for 5 good memberships.
Thank you, wee man. Nick, how's your cough, mate? Are you all right?
Yeah. I hope, Wee Man, that the next book to come out after the Orky bits is what they're called the boring elves, Luminef, and they're less boring.
How dare you?
Yeah.
Thin ice now, Joe.
I do hope we get who's the Chad? Tyrion.
Oh,
I hope we
Tyrion.
get Tyrion's elves.
Who's the Chad?
He's like the
He
Chad.
is the elf Chad.
And Tekos is like the dweeb that like
the
Tyrion's
stupid
like,
nerd
yeah,
that's T-posing.
yeah.
Stick Monkey says American breakfast is dessert. Exactly. It's just
Yeah.
better. Steak and eggs is such a good way to start the day.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like to imagine that Tyrion.
Yes.
Is Tyrion still going in Age of
Yeah,
Sigmar?
he's
yeah.
alive, so yeah.
I like to imagine like Tyrion's kind of like pulls Tekla's chair out from underneath him, all the time.
What if they bring out Tyrion? It's just a little like dwarf fella.
It still look better than
he's still
Teclis.
he's still is he a god though? Isn't he? Is he an elf god?
Tyrion's an elf god, yeah.
Yeah. So he'd be quite big, although
Just a little model of Peter Dinklage.
yeah. Yeah.
Surely he's going to be like an Avatar of Cain kind of deal in Age of Sigmar with Tyrion.
Well, no, because
Because isn't he like
the
the
daughters
god
of Cain,
fire or something?
because the daughters of Cain worship Cain, the god, so he's separate. I don't know what he'd get. I want him to look like
Wee man. Getting better. Don't like AOS and most elves. It's not strong on these hopes, there, isn't it?
I respect you more now, wee man.
yeah. I hope then that you get stuck in a pub that you thought was a pub, but it's actually a brothel, and you just get free service all night.
Okay.
Yeah.
Strong. That was a complete U-turn there.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, I'm into
Yeah,
it.
because
He's gone back to one of his categories.
you don't like Luminef, so it's a plus in my book.
I'm into it.
Yeah. Thank you, Dreadnaughty. POS is sloppy rules writing. What's that?
POS. Is that the name of this detachment? No.
Pork on sausage.
POS.
What's the name of the detachment?
Mortbane Task Force.
Oh.
Stratagem
any
conditions
detachments that are-
be
Stratagem conditions, be wholly within, Paragon unit considered within, otherwise there is some
Oh,
play.
is there like area of thing POS?
No.
Oh, no, it's Paragon of Sanctity.
Yeah.
Paragon of Sanctity is shit. What's about the Bericus Sec 1 for any Grey Knights unit within 18 inches invisible to it? If it does until the end of the phase, that unit is within your army's hallowed ground.
I think it's okay.
Oh, I see what's going on.
Yeah.
So Paragon of Sanctity says you pick a Grey Knight unit within 18 inches of invisible to it. If it does until the end of the phase, your unit is within your army's hallowed ground. However, the actual rule requires you
Start
to be
phase.
wholly within hallowed ground. If that unit, each time a Grey Knight unit from your army makes an attack, reroll a hit roll of 1. If the unit is a Purify squad and/or is wholly within your army's hallowed ground, you can reroll the hit roll instead. That's just. I don't think it makes a massive difference.
Matters.
It's like it's not. I suppose the exact grammar's not there, but like I think the
I
rule
think it makes sense.
the
though.
rules of intenders are you pick a unit, it counts as being in hallowed
Yeah.
ground. Done.
It's also
only purifiers are required to be wholly within hallowed ground, because if you look at
Well,
there are some
purifiers are
stratagems.
always in.
purifiers give the aura of hallowed
Sanctified Kill Zone says that pick a unit from your army that's not been selected to shoot or fight this phase. Your unit has to be wholly within your army's hallowed ground. You can reroll the room roll of 1. So if you pick a unit with Paragon of Sanctity, and then you try and spend the CP for Sanctified Kill Zone, it could be argued that it's not within hallowed ground,
Yeah.
right? Because you're not wholly within. So you couldn't use this stratagem if you've picked.
But doesn't it say
Paragon
they
of
count
Sanctity.
as being within it?
It counts being within it, but they don't count as being wholly within it. It's a
Okay.
rules lawyer question.
That's one of those ones that someone at a tournament would probably be a dick about.
Yeah, it's a rules lawyer's question that doesn't need to come up.
Yeah.
Because for me, if you've picked a unit with Paragon of Sanctity to give them within hallowed ground and you paid Sanctified Kill Zone, I'd be like, yeah, cool,
Yeah.
fine.
I think
It's
just,
like
they just
when-
As intended, that's fine.
It's like
Basically,
when
they
they
just
had
need
to-
to go. This counts as being wholly within.
Yeah,
and then
it's
done.
like when they had to FAQ what a circle was
I
because
know, I
people
know.
were being so shitty about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like
Yeah.
if-
Carry on, Mr. Dreadnought. What's the
Yeah.
rest of it? Paragon unit considered within. Otherwise, there is some player detachment. I think there's a lot of player detachment actually.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty cool.
I think it's all right. It's
I
not,
think if you like melee, it's pretty cool.
yeah, yeah,
I prefer melee.
Yeah, same.
yeah. It does mean that you have to kind of like bubble up your army a bit, don't you?
Well, I mean, if you've got 3 units of 10 guys running
Yeah.
about, you don't have that many units in Grey Knights anyway, to
Yeah.
be honest.
I don't know. I think it's cool. I'm into it. I
It's
don't
not
know how
bad.
many-
I think it's an okay detachment. It's
I
better than the
honestly
Tyranid one.
thought it would just be the baby carrier detachment for Grey Knights,
Yeah.
because that seems to be what they're doing with some of them.
I would have preferred this over the Tyranid one with the Warriors because that one is doggers.
It's not.
I think it's all right.
It's great. If you played Tyranids back when they were broken before, you have 800 million warriors. It's great detachment.
Yeah. So if you've played Tyranids for the last 3 editions and had already spent £300 on Warriors, then
Yes, exactly.
you're all right.
If you're
I
now
think-
prepared to spend £300 on warriors, it's okay.
Yeah. It's
not good, it's
but,
okay.
But they're not as good now as they were then.
But they're probably cheaper now.
In points, not in
Yeah,
financial.
obviously, yeah, but like if you just love warriors, you have maximum warriors.
They're not cheaper in terms of money.
Probably already have all the warriors.
Yeah.
But I think that's what a lot of these detachments are, though. It's like the Custodes one.
This is what happens when you're a plastic fan of a faction.
Yeah.
You don't end up with all the units, you just end up with stuff that's good at the time. And what
yeah.
happens is, slowly over time, as their rules change and their codexes come out over editions, you add more units that are good, and eventually you end up with a complete collection. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's how everyone does it.
It's how...
Not everyone goes, "Oh, I'm a really big fan of this Eldar army. What I'm going to do is spend $5,000 on 3 of every unit."
Tell that to Paul.
Paul?
And his guard.
Yeah, but that's just nonsense. Yeah. Like that's
Some people
like it's like you're essentially the guard version of like American consumption in the night.
I mean, I'm currently for my Eldar in the process of just trying to buy maximum units of every unit that exists.
Yeah, but then you don't. But you don't have the army to play with because it's in boxes in the cupboard.
Yeah, well, it's getting there.
Yeah, it's getting into the cupboards.
Yeah, it's getting there.
Yeah,
the thing is, some people just aren't meta chasers like you, Joe.
Yeah.
I don't meta chase because I don't. I don't play all the meta armies. What meta army do I play right now?
Demons are pretty good.
Yeah, they're all right, but I wouldn't say that they're a meta army.
You play guard actually.
Yeah, but I don't run them at tournaments. No. I haven't bought all the. I don't own 30 Scions. I've got 10 built, none painted.
Scions?
Yeah.
Isn't the Aquilans?
Yeah, the Aquilans,
are the really good ones right now.
Yeah.
Currently.
Say goodbye to that GW support. Right. Thank you, Dreadnoughty, for the 1 gifted membership.
Thank you, Dreadnoughty, you're a legend.
Thank you, Grimwitch Bun. Off topic, but excited seeing the Warcom article confirming the 40k Amazon project is in full development, and Henry Carville's Instagram post about it, looking forward to whatever Eric M's being being. I think they've had a stroke at the end of it.
I mean, I'm glad someone super chatted about this because it's worth talking about.
I'm looking forward to whatever it ends up being, is what I'm assuming you're saying.
It's worth talking about this. First of all, can I say how incredibly fucking tragic it is that moments after Henry Cavill puts that post, it's in everyone's Instagram story and fucking YouTube thumbnails in seconds.
I didn't even
sad bastards, can you not get clicks another way?
I follow Henry Cavill on Instagram and on Facebook, right? On his main kind of like social thing. I haven't seen the official post from him.
I have.
I have seen the official post from him in 40 different
posts. Well, this is the thing. Do you know what? I probably don't need to share Henry Cavill's post because everybody's probably already following him anyway.
Yeah.
Like, maybe you sad twats on fucking Instagram, you don't need to share It's the same thing when we have the preview show, and every single person is sharing the new Warp Spider Phoenix Sword. Like, I've seen it from Games Workshop. I don't need you to share it for me, just so you can try and farm engagement.
I do like this announcement because it kind of spits in the face of all the people for the last 6 months have been saying that like Henry Cavill walked away from it.
Oh, thank God!
Quit.
Shut these fuckers
that
up.
certain channel that said 12 times it's getting cancelled as a clickbait video.
The Amazon show is definitely being cancelled. Trust me, because I'm definitely farming negative engagement again.
I heard it from a guy who heard it from a guy who like heard it from a tramp. You know,
who lives outside GWHQ.
Yeah. I heard it from a guy on meth dying in a ditch.
Yeah.
You know, it shuts those up. I don't have to have these suggested YouTube videos come up on my phone saying like Games Workshop fires anti-woke Henry Cavill. You know, all that stuff gone. It's just happening now.
Yeah. And I think that for people that I've spoke to who know television and film, this isn't necessarily a snail's pace. This is pretty normal.
Yeah.
And what his article said this morning is essentially that they've ironed out the kinks. They've discovered they've pulled different threads, worked out where they're going to go. It moves into the next stage now of starting to write scripts, which is very exciting.
And when he announced it like a year ago, he said it's going to take years. It's going to take a long time to get there. Like we probably won't see anything for another 4. Well, we might get a trailer for a film in like 4 years' time.
And it's interesting that what he also said as part of his post, and if he didn't say it was on the official Warcom article, because Warcom themselves have officially released an article this morning as well. I can only imagine that Carvill posted because he probably had an NDA time and date that coincided with when Games Workshop were going to make a post. Either on his post or on the article, it does specifically say they've decided which direction they're going to go with the first, which means there will be more, and it's had official approval from Amazon and Games Workshop.
Yeah,
that must have been a fucking
what I did.
Exactly.
Getting them to agree on something.
Because when he did his post, I went and found his post. So he's done 3 hashtags in his post: Games Workshop, Amazon, and Amazon MGM. MGM are the people that make all the James Bond films. Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping it's in because MGM doesn't do Rings of Power, doesn't, because that's Warner Brothers. Doesn't do.
Do they do Lord of the Rings, or was that
the
trilogy?
The trilogy was done by Warner Brothers as well.
Yeah.
So
A New Line.
A New Line,
That
yeah.
was
So
it.
it's actually in the hands of a very good, well-established studio. If it's MGM that's making it.
Yeah, it'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
So I have less fear now.
Yeah, I mean, and we're now, so we're like year from announcing the contract till something was signed, a year from something was signed till they've now finalised the series. We're going to be a year for writing scripts and getting approval on scripts, etc.
I imagine they probably approached writers already.
Almost definitely.
So there'll be writers that have already had a basis for a story to work on.
Yeah. I'm excited for
I
it.
hope that he's gone personal preference like
And-
Dan Abnett or like ADB.
And one of the reasons why I'm quite excited for it is because like, I never believe for a moment all of the bullshit that gets put out there about it's been cancelled. He's walked away because I fucking hate clickbait cunts. Anyway, one of the things I'm happy about is exactly what you've said.
Yeah.
It stops that nonsense now, hopefully, in its
For a
fucking
bit.
path. For a period, yeah. Until we hear nothing for 6 months because they're still working on it and someone goes, they've cancelled it. Fuck off. What, you low on views for a bit, are you?
Yeah.
Anyway, the other reason why I'm quite excited about it is because I watched this morning the Secret Level episode that's come out on Amazon Prime. Now, I'm not going to give any spoilers away to chat, who, if you haven't watched it, not that there's a lot in it to actually spoil. It's a 19-minute episode, and from the people that did Love, Death and Robots, you called it? Yeah? They've created this new series called Secret Level, and for each episode, they touch on a different franchise. And episode 4 or 5, I can't remember which one it is the 40k franchise, right?
Yeah.
And I watched that this morning. Now, it's okay. Like, if you like CGI and you like Space Marines, it's fucking incredible.
Yeah.
But one of the reasons why I'm excited for the Amazon Prime stuff is I personally believe, not based on fact or evidence, but I personally believe that it's going to be live action.
Yeah.
Actual actors, not CGI. I don't like CGI stuff. I don't mind it in video games because it's a video game. You kind of expect it. But in terms of watching it, now, for the 90-minute episode, they've done a good job. I think they may have overdone some of the production value of it. They've got a bit too much with flicky camera. But it's kind of cool. It's Space Marines. It gets you excited. It does actually get you excited for what's probably coming from Amazon when people outside of Warhammer TV get hold of this IP and start making stuff.
Yeah.
So that episode came out today. It's on Amazon Prime today. It's 100% worth a
Yeah,
watch.
I'm probably going to watch the whole series because it looks.
Yeah, I'm not really bothered by any of the other franchises
I
personally.
think there's
so-
the God of Wars in it, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'd be
Yes.
kind of interested in that.
Well, the next one after Space Marine is Pac-Man, so you know.
Oh yeah,
Is there Titanfall? Titanfall?
maybe. I
It's-
think it looked like there might be. If
There's-
they
yeah.
do Titanfall, that'd be fucking cool.
It's a cool episode. When you see what a big studio can do, or a reasonable sized studio can do with it, it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is, but I don't like CGI stuff,
Yeah.
like personally. So I've watched almost everything Star Wars apart from anything CGI because I'm just not interested in CGI personally. But it's a personal preference. That, to be fair.
I'm going to need you to do the next one. Go for a wee.
How many times is that today?
I don't honestly, Tom.
I didn't go for the entire. We did.
I actually got him tested. I got him to go to the doctors, and
To see if he has a bladder.
it's apparently nothing wrong. Yeah.
Is that
He
when you
went to
put the chip in him?
doctors. Honestly, unbelievable. Greenwich Bun, thank you for that 10, by the way. And then he says for 2, I can't type on a phone keyboard to save my life. It's hilarious that he said that with a typo.
Keep trying, buddy.
Edward and Electman, thank you for the 5 and the 2 respectively. What do you think of the AOS Regiments of Renown, Joe?
Interesting opinion, Joe.
Yeah. Yeah. Apparently, it sounds like he thinks the same as I think.
Yeah.
I'll hold these for now until he's back, all right? And we'll ask him the question because I think he's read them. I'm not sure if he has definitely
He has
or
read
not.
them, I'm pretty sure.
Stick Monkey, we'll do your gift when he gets back as well because of the hope. It won't be the same if it's not a Joe hope, of course. Rossonero, thank you for the $10. Not that I don't love being credited for Ross's wonderful self, but I'm not him. Haha, USA. I thought Rossonero. I've always put 2 and 2 together there and thought they're the same person.
Well,
Shocking. I hope.
finally saw you be wrong.
No, yeah, well, no, yeah, and I owned it. I owned
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And he said, "Sorry, I've been MIA recently." He said, "Now I don't know what you've done," because I was like, "Oh, I know why he's been missing because I know what his job is." Now I don't know what his job is. So, you know.
He was just ignoring you for a bit.
The Unreal Tournament one was brilliant. D&D is the first episode. That was pretty cool. I'm not gonna. I'll be honest with you.
His Armored Core is the robot one, I think, is what someone said.
The Starties guy was freelancing on the Secret Level episode. That makes sense. There's definitely some similarities in there. I can't win typing on a phone, clearly. The same people did this Secret Level, did Dawn of War 1 opening. Oh, really? Interesting.
That's cool.
I mean, it's for a 19-minute CGI episode, it's good.
Do you say 19?
19. I mean, I can put it on here in a minute once we're done on the show.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
I feel like your disdain for CGI is probably like
I think
massively putting you off it.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
I said that in the thing.
Yeah.
I've done the ones I've hearted, but I left the rest because they're for you.
Oh,
All right. I said in the Thanes chat today, like, I am very aware that I don't like CGI stuff, so it will, without doubt, have impacted my opinion on it. I sat and watched it because it's 40k and it's Space Marines, and I am incredible. It at least has got me slightly more excited for when we see the official stuff from Amazon and MGM and stuff in the future.
I think it's also a way of Games Workshop and Amazon getting the feelers out as well.
It just, for me, it just doesn't really have any substance to it. But then it's a 90-minute episode.
Yeah.
It's a short, isn't it? Like it's a mini,
how much of a story
TV show.
Yeah, how much of a story can you tell in 90 minutes? Really, it just lacks a bit. I don't know.
It's like a
graphically
Starties.
impressive.
Yeah.
Graphically impressive. And it is very much like a Starties. And Rambo says it has a very Starties feel to it. It's quite samey. Absolutely, 100% agree. If you've watched the Starties, you could miss this episode, and you've kind of missed nothing.
Yeah. Unless you really like Titus.
Yeah. Who's in it?
Yeah.
That's it. No more spoilers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll watch afterwards. You all right?
Yeah, we watch afterwards. Yeah. We're going to go to shop as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to eat today. Don't know. I'll think about it.
I'm peckish. I'm hungry. I'll be honest.
Yeah. So it's Edward has said, what do you think of the AOS Regiments of Renown, Joe?
Elec Man underneath asked the same question as well for 2. So they're the same. I read them out, but I was like, we'll wait
What's
till you're here.
the funny Nurglings one you
The
talked
Nurgling
about?
one, basically you get 2 units of Nurglings, which is actually my favourite out of all of them, is that you get 2 units of Nurglings that go into essentially deep strike or into reserve, and then when one of your units dies, they kind of pop out of the corpses. Like, blah.
I mean, I haven't read any of the regiments around, so I can't comment on these at all.
They're not good.
Oh, really?
They're not. You're not taking them because you want to win games of Age of Sigmar.
You're
Are
taking
they
them 'cause they're fun.
are they meme detachments? Is what they've done?
No.
So it's not fun or good.
The Nurgling one is the meme
Yeah.
one. The other ones are like, "Ugh, do you want to take giants in every single army? You could take a little gargant, the baby
Okay.
ones. In like most art. Basically they got
Can you do that anyway?
here's a random detachment that most armies in the game can take.
So what you're telling me is I haven't missed much by not covering them. No. Okay, good.
It felt like a bit of a sucker punch to AOS in the sense that like we've got 24 days of all 40k releases, and then they went, here's one day.
Here's this little like scrap
Like,
you can have.
Yeah, like the detachments are kind of like, do you want to build some more models that aren't to do with your army, and then you can kind of put them in.
Do you feel like, because I was interested to know that the Grotmas calendar, here's the thing, right? I know I'm not currently high up on the hype train for AOS. I've said this before. If I was to stand up there and play it tonight, I'd enjoy the playing experience.
Yeah.
I would, without doubt. The rule set is solid. It's good. I would enjoy the playing experience. But I'm just not excited for AOS.
Yeah.
What I find interesting, and you've kind of just alluded to this, right? Grotmas, cool. 24 days, calendar, fucking doors on every single calendar that they put up on the website with all the like super hype, loads of 40k, a whole article for each individual detachment, pretty much, right? Yeah, slightly different yesterday and the day before where they had 2 detachments, but still a whole article, loads of AI-generated bullshit words to make it sound exciting. And it's very GW that then AOS was kind of an afterthought that wasn't really mentioned, that just kind of came out as a bonus article, and here's all 4 of them.
It's kind of like, if they wonder why AOS isn't doing as well as 40k, they need to look at themselves.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I didn't even realise they were getting a thing until Joe told me. Like,
Yeah,
I've not seen it advertised
It kind of
anywhere.
just got slipped out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I knew
It's
it
not
was
on-
coming.
yeah.
And they said it on the reveal show, But
Right.
it just kind of got slipped out on a random day that we didn't know it was coming.
Yeah, they should. If they want AOS to succeed, they have to act like it's already a success. You know, so when people are like, they come to you or talk to us about like, oh, I'm starting a YouTube channel. What do I do? And it's like one of the things I say is like, when you do your first stream, your first 10 streams, like no one's going to be there, but you need to pretend like people are already there.
Yeah, you need to perform like people are watching.
Yeah. So Games Workshop needs to do the same with Age of Sigmar.
I've seen
fake it till you make it.
I've seen too many streamers where you turn up in their show and they've got 1, 2 no viewers and they're just sat there silently painting or they're silently playing games or whatever they're doing.
Just waiting for people to turn up.
And it's like, no, you have to pretend people are there. Keep talking. So when someone does show up, you're already engaging.
So Games Workshop should have done 24 days of Age of Sigmar, like detachments.
Well, would you not agree? Would you not agree that 24 days of 40k detachments and 30 detachments in total is too much?
I think they could have just got rid of that assassin one.
They should have, they should do one for every army.
How many
Not
factions
4.
are there?
Not 3, not 2.
7, I want to say.
27 factions.
Something like that.
Yeah,
It depends what you count.
You only needed one.
Here's the thing, right? I think you could have scrapped 10 detachments.
Yeah.
Right, gone down to like 20 detachments, gives you 4 days back. You could even then just put the AOS in one as a separate days and give it the same level of coverage
AOS one,
as 40k.
right? AOS one, quick fix. If they don't want to release a bunch of stuff that affects the game too much because it is quite balanced, they go 24 spearheads of just models. The models that you can go out and buy, and here's the rules for that spearhead. Because spearhead is basically just a bunch of units in a box set with their AOS rules, but with all the special stuff stripped out.
I think you're right though with what you're saying. I'm inclined to 100% agree with you. GW themselves, Warcom included, I feel like they don't give AOS the same love and attention that they give 40k.
Yeah.
I think if they did, it would definitely help with the hype and it would definitely help with the excitement. Like it's a hard one for me at the moment. It's really tough because I have this downer. This downer happens all the time for people. You recently went through it with 40k. Before you, I went through it with 40k.
Yeah.
And sometimes we don't know why it happens, and sometimes it's easy to pull ourselves out of the rut, and sometimes it's not. And it's weird, isn't it? Because Age of Sigmar, my problem with it at the moment is I'm not excited for it. That being said, like I've said already, when I stand at the table and play the game, I'm going to Warhammer World on Friday to meet a friend of mine and play Age of Sigmar.
Yeah.
And when I'm stood there playing the game with him, I'll be having loads of fun. The game is a good game.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just not excited for it. And I think sometimes if you think about the hype around the reveal show and the Eldar, the hype around Grotmas, they're just doing a better job of hyping 40k, which is arguably a worse product. I'm having fun playing it right now, but it's arguably a worse product, but they're better at hyping 40k than they are at hyping AOS.
Yeah.
And I find that interesting.
Yeah.
And it's almost like they revert to default.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they could have gone, here's a bunch, here's 24 narrative spearheads that aren't for competitive play. You just play. Here's a witch hunter detachment. It's got 2 witch hunter, the father-daughter combo, a bunch of horses, and then a bunch of wilder corps. You know, it doesn't have to be a box set that they're selling. Just a thing that you can go and play with your friends.
Yeah.
And then by putting that out there, people are like, I don't like the spearhead, but I can buy these boxes and paint the models that I like painting. And then it's like Games Workshop needs to do that kind of Sky television advertising. Ram it in people's faces all the time until they're like, oh, I might do this.
It's interesting. Like people like Mike have said, it's sad to see Liam lose his passion for AOS because of one weekend tournament. It totally stole his excitement. It's got nothing to do with the tournament. That's the problem. The 40k tournament increased my excitement for 40k. It had nothing to do with my excitement for AOS.
Yeah.
My excitement for AOS dwindled the second I started seeing the battle tomes come out and how, in my opinion, they were just lackluster. And they're just, I'm like, well, so actually what you're showing me is that a 3-year release cycle is going to give me a book of the same as what's in my index.
Yeah.
Now that might change. As time goes on, it might actually change. In certain factions, you might see that the battle tome comes out and actually the rules in that battle tome are wildly different to the index. And it's just because the start of the indexes were so close to the launch of 4th edition, they haven't had chance necessarily to test and adjust or make some changes or tweaks. So it might change. And I've said this already, the AOS isn't going anywhere on the channel at the moment. No. Joe's super hyped for it right now. He's still quite excited for it. And if it means I give him Tuesday evenings to run, so be it. I'm fine with that. I'm okay with that. I have no problems with stepping away from an evening so that Joe can run AOS because he's excited for it, and so that you people that are also excited for it continue to watch it. And I have absolutely no doubt at all that at some point in the near future, my excitement will come back.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to force it. It's going to. I kind of had to force it with 40k because it's the main core kind of like fundamental part of the channel, and forcing that back was hard, and I didn't enjoy forcing that back and getting back into that love. And actually, the tournament you speak of, Mikey's tournament, was a fluke. I booked that just because I wanted to support Mikey.
Yeah,
I almost didn't go. I didn't go to force the fun back. I went, and then I was like, oh, actually, for some reason, I felt the spark
I think
again.
so. Mike, I would argue that of all the events I've been to, Mikey runs the best events.
Currently.
Because
Not Beachhead.
I don't know, Beachhead's... I like Beachhead a lot.
I
So
really like Beachhead. I've been once.
Beachhead's my favourite.
I like
100% same.
I
Mainly
like-
because of location.
Yeah, it's easy to get to.
And also, the room you're in, the whole wall looking out to the sea is completely glass. So you just have like this incredible view of the sea while you're playing games.
Daylight.
Unlike a fucking sports hall, which they're usually in.
Yeah, but
I also love the drop in and out mechanic.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
which is fine. But Mikey's events, right? You're in a self-contained venue with a carpeted floor that's already comfortable on your feet. The bar is literally 10 meters away from
Joe,
you.
Mikey's event was fucking incredible. I'm taking
Yeah.
nothing away from it.
Yeah.
Nothing away from it at all. Absolutely not. Mikey's events are fucking incredible. Beachhead is on par with. The only thing for me that puts Beachhead slightly higher is, one, it's more local to me, so I have to drive 5 hours, and that's like kind of largely irrelevant if you're actually judging the thing. But secondly, is the fact that I can drop in and out. The fact that I can go on Friday, play a game, not have to come in at fucking 9 o'clock in the morning on Saturday because I've fucking been drinking all night, and then I could play a game and play another game, and I could drop the next morning, and I could play a game, then I could drop it. Like, I love that. I absolutely love that.
If I could afford it, if I was going to do Mikey's event, I think I'd just do the train. Just because you're not driving, you just to get, walk around, you know?
The train?
Yeah.
As a man who worked on trains and knows the type of people that works on trains when I managed the maintenance on trains for many of years, I don't like getting on trains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to get a train the whole way up with all your Warhammer stuff to go to the tournament.
I'd take a
You can't do direct.
a more convenient style of army to travel
What we
with.
need is a proper, actual, real-life rufflecopter.
Yeah.
We'll just fly up there,
Yes.
Joe.
Yeah.
I know how to fly.
I mean,
I'm not qualified, but I know how to fly.
I think or maybe a bus.
A bus?
A bus.
A fun bus, and we have to
Yeah.
hire a driver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, with a toilet in it.
Yeah, of course.
Then we don't have to stop. But then we don't have to stop then.
Yeah.
We would be stopping every 10 minutes for you.
So, that's what I want. Or a Winnebago. And then go have a sleep in the bed, actual bed.
I'm interested. I'm into it.
Yeah.
Or there's this other thing called a car.
Yeah, which is also very comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And easier.
Yeah.
And cheaper.
He's only sad because when we drove up to Mikey's event, Paddy stole the front seat. With
Well, I let Paddy have the
really?
front. I let Paddy have the front so I could go to sleep.
yeah.
It's one way of getting around of not having to go to the toilet.
Yeah.
Just
that
piss yourself while
didn't necessarily
sleeping.
work on the way up there, did it? No.
Still needed a wee. But once we were there, it was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
but yeah, the distance is bad, but the Mikey's event, I found I had more space. There's a sideboard, there's more space
Mikey's
around
event's
the
great.
table.
It is great. They are great
Yeah.
events. And like I said to you all, right, there's still tickets to Beachhead available as far as I'm aware. If
Yeah.
you scroll up in the announcement section in Discord, there is a discount code for members of the channel to get tickets to Beachhead. Still available. Beachhead is a great event in Bournemouth in February, first weekend of February. No, second weekend of February. That being said, we do fully, me, Tom, Joe, Paddy, we do fully intend to support, I assume you're coming,
Beachhead?
to Mikey's event next year.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah, we're going to
I
be
didn't
going.
get to go last time,
It's a
so yeah.
really good. I'll talk to Mikey about whether we can get 5% off of his events as well for tickets. 'cause
All
that'd be
right,
good.
don't get
When
me
does he
wrong.
do his ones?
I am fully much excited for Beachhead.
Beachhead's great.
It's gonna be good. They got the cool show.
And we got to see the new terrain layout on
Yeah.
Sunday, which I quite like as
Yeah,
well.
and
Good for melee.
there's a nice big hall next door where there's just a bunch of old men sat at tables selling
Dodgy hard drives.
Dodgy hard drives. Yeah.
Well, they've got the guys playing Titanicus with the big Titans.
You've got
cool.
you've got loads of historical games going on. I think it's 40k, AOS, Heresy,
Old World,
Kill Team, Old World,
Lord of the Rings.
probably Lord of the Rings, Bolt Action.
I play everything pretty much, don't
Yeah, loads of
when
stuff.
I was there last time, there was so many games I didn't even
The
recognize
Bolt Action
going
tables
on.
were the nicest looking tables. There's a Blood Bowl tournament. There was, what's the other one?
There was
Rumble
like
Bowl? Rumble something?
There was like a cosplay competition or something
Yeah.
last time.
Yeah, it's really good. And there's loads of shops and stuff there. It's,
Yeah.
it's just a fun event.
And but it's just quite a nice location.
Have you decided what you're playing at Beachhead? Because you were torn between playing 40k or AOS, weren't you?
I'm playing 40k.
Oh, so you're playing 40k.
I'm going to
Okay.
play 40k. I'm going to play 40k. It's just a case of whether I take Blood Angels or Demons.
Right, so it's definitely 40k.
I need to
You were
make-
talking about CSM last time.
I was
We were
talking about
having a
doing
little chat.
CSM. Well, I was thinking about. I'm kind of like I'm in this weird position where I really enjoyed the Demons. I don't have an issue with taking the Demons again, but it's like I've done well with the Demons. I move on to the
You
next.
can tick that box and move
Yeah,
on.
like
yeah.
done.
I mean, I don't want to take anything away from what you did this weekend at all,
Yeah.
but you've done well at an RTT that's like, what, 30 people or whatever.
36, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
So actually doing well with them it would be interesting to see if they would perform anywhere near the same at something like.
Yeah, like, obviously, like I've come away from the event and I'm like, oh, I need to. I now like if I was going to take Demons again, I basically have to spend another 80 quid on another Keeper of Secrets.
Well, you wouldn't, would you?
Well, I don't know. So anyway, I'd be like, buy me things.
I'm happy.
But it's one of those ones.
Although we're already on 32 members right now, chap.
Yeah, so if I go with the Demons, I have to drop the Bloodthirster and take another Keeper of Secrets.
I can absolutely pick up another
Yeah.
Keeper of Secrets.
With Blood Angels, I've already got everything.
Are you sure you want to take a Keeper of Secrets though? Because I know how much you hate Feel No Pains.
I just push myself through it. You know, I don't judge myself too hard or harshly.
Yeah.
I just kind
I
of.
judge you.
Yeah, everyone else judges me, but it would be a cool list.
I'm trying to get my own Elder Army painted for Beachhead, but I'm so happy in the
It's
knowledge.
just not going to happen.
It might. I'm also so happy in the knowledge that you've already painted me an army, despite the fact it's not the greatest.
I'm
to
going
use.
to take a bunch of the vehicles back.
Yeah, I think.
Well, what would you change in the stuff that I've already done?
Oh, nothing. What you've done is great, Joe, so far.
I see. It's not good enough.
I just want tons of options so I can continuously do what Brom does and change my army every time I play with it without it being the same. The difference being I remember my rules.
No, Brom's army is the same every time.
No, it's not. His Orc army changes every time.
It does, yeah. It's still 14 different units with
Yeah.
a million different weapons.
yeah.
That was a long journey on Thursday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd heard about that.
Yeah. I don't really
He'd have
know
more
what I
members
wanna...
if he gave the hopes he's supposed to have given. Yeah, fair.
What
True.
hopes?
Yeah.
I don't really know what I want to do to Beachhead.
The only person that we haven't thanked Stick Monkey. Is that what he's...
yeah.
But I wasn't here when that was handed out, so I didn't know.
No. I said to him, we wait for you to sit down, but we haven't. We've only just recently basically finished talking about the Regiments of Renown.
Yeah, but you didn't tell me that he'd done it.
Well, no, it's your job to do
Oh,
hopes.
but you said that, like, no one had told me that.
I said
Stick
everything that
Monkey
had been
done
hearted had been done.
it. Oh.
How's
Oh,
the hope-
fine. I hope, Stick Monkey, that you're less of a little bitch. No, I hope.
It just
Sure.
instantly cancels his theme.
Yeah, I hope, Sean.
It's Acer.
Oh, fucking hell, is he?
I hope, Sean, that you get a heating reimbursement from your gas supplier. So you essentially get all your heating for the next year for free.
That's strong in this current climate and economy, Jay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They ain't giving anyone anything back, are
Over
they?
here for that one, mate. Whatever.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Like, our country's going to be run on the corpses of pensioners, basically.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
So,
Yep.
yeah.
Cool. Thank you, Mr. the Stick Monkey, for the 5.
Thank you, Kazarian. The 40k Hobbyverse goes full Henry Carville. Liam puts Joe's face front and centre. I know which handsome bastard is getting my click.
Well, he's here, so us, obviously.
Yeah. Well, he's already done the Henry Carville.
I used the
stuff.
sad Joe face instead of the Henry Carville face.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I can't abide that level of clickbait fucking bullshit. It really, I don't know why, it really triggers me.
My favourite thing about these situations, right? Because the people that repost Henry Carvill's post aren't the worst version.
No, granted.
No. The worst ones who are the ones that repost the times that they've spent time with Henry Carvill before. They're like, Henry Carvill's done a post. I best repost for the 20th time the picture of me and Henry Carvill.
It's no, and to be fair, it's no different to when, like I said, it's no different to when the preview show goes up, right? And they put all the images on Warcom of all the new models, and then I'm like, I can't open Instagram for 2 days. Not because there's things I don't want to see, but because it's just the same fucking images shared constantly. I'm like, do something fucking original rather than just fucking engagement farming, you fucking lazy cunts.
Yeah, but
that's all it is.
It's the addiction to likes and clicks, and it's basically, we live in a realm now where a lot of people on social media only really mentally get validation from likes.
Yeah.
If I get likes, I am validated. If I do a post and I don't get likes, I'm not validated. So I'll just repost something else that then gets me more likes, and it means that I am now validated.
I mean, to be fair, I'm a terrible Instagrammer because I'll post a photo and I don't look at any of the analytics on it at all. I don't care.
I have an Instagram, and every once in a while I go through this weird thing of like, oh, I'll post more on my Instagram, and then after about a week of me posting every day, I've got bored and forgotten about it, and then I don't do it anymore.
Jason says, so does that mean that Amazon will not be moving forward with the Warhammer show?
You heard it here first. Joe just sends me loads of reels on Instagram. I think that's all his time on Instagram.
Yeah, not ones we can talk about.
No, God, no.
They're all wholesome family content.
Yes,
It is.
sure.
It is. They all revolve around his 3 likes.
Yeah, so that's it. We won't talk anymore about it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sir Galahad Grail Hunter. Border agent, what's the purpose of the journey? Liam and Joe to settle a bet over breakfasts. And the border agent nods to security. I'd happily have you take me to America just to go and eat food.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Apart from Twinkies. I tried Twinkies, don't like them.
I'm not a fan of Twinkies.
Too sweet.
Yeah.
Too sweet. Make my teeth and my eyes hurt.
Although I'm not often in the
eyes.
US. I'm not, often I'm not in the US for long until I crave a good fucking salad.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you ever had something so sweet it kind of makes your the inside of your mouth kind of like tingle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, your company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
But yes, I know what you mean.
Yeah, it's a kind of like sour, but
Not
the
quite.
same effect of sour, but not sour. 'cause it's
Yeah.
sweet.
But yes, I have.
Yeah.
So something so incredibly sweet that you instantly salivate and you didn't want to.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Stickman. Oh no, Meat Squadron for the 1 gift membership. Thank you very much. Thank you, Stickmonkey. I am struggling to find joy in the gaming side of the hobby at the moment. Any system, thank God for book club. It's the only thing I got.
I'm interested, Sean. I love you dearly. I'm interested why you're struggling for the gaming side of the hobby at the moment. Is it just 40k specifically, or is it just in general?
All right. It could be the people you're playing against, right? Which is like, or you need to have a conversation with the people that you're playing with about how you play the game. Because what are the things that you enjoy about playing the game? So, for example, you like playing narrative games with cool stories, and you go like, cool, because he plays Ultramarines, right?
He does,
Yeah, he does.
So you can go, you can find someone that either plays Tyranids or Thousand Suns or Demons. You're cool, let's play the Horde mode that they took from Space Marine 2, and that might be fun. Or you go, I want to replay this story from this book, and you and your opponent come together and think about the units that you're going to take and what kind of mission suits it, and you just play that out, kind of thing. Because the game itself is not incredibly balanced.
One of the bigger creators in existence, Tabletop Tactics, are even releasing their own content around a game mode that they call Hero Mode. I think they're developing themselves, or they're sort of taking an idea, and like even they're coming up with custom ways of playing the game, because I'm lucky that I'm in a place right now that I'm actually really enjoying Pariah Nexus again. I've got problems with it. I don't like actions.
No.
I don't like certain things. I'm at the point now. I am at the point now where I am dropping the meme. It's supposed to be less lethal. There's supposed to be less rerolls. Like, we know that was bullshit marketing. We know that now, so that's fine. Okay, cool. we're well over a year into this now, 18 months into this. We know that was an absolute nonsense statement from the first instance. We can flog the dead horse for the next 18 months, or we can accept the fact that it is just as lethal, if not more so, and there is plenty of fucking rerolls.
Just do what I do. Just don't do actions.
I mean, you did go 3-0, and did you do a single action?
I think I did.
I think you did it against me.
I think I do actions when
it's
I've got
convenient.
a unit in a position where they can literally do nothing else.
I'm just accepting the fact that, although I won't do it for content, for events, I'm accepting the fact that I'm looking at a few units and thinking they're probably going to be my action units for events. For content, I'm like, do I care about winning necessarily on stream? No, I care about entertaining.
Yeah.
That's what we care about when we win. And what I brief you on, and I brief Brom on, and we brief Paddy on, is it's about entertaining the viewer more than scoring 100 points.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at the streams, when was the last time anyone scored 100 points on stream? Or 90 for that matter, because we don't put the 10 points for painted on. It doesn't really happen because people are more interested in being entertaining, having fun, and that's, there's very different ways of playing. And I think you're probably right for anyone who's in Sean's boat. It's potentially about finding the way of playing and the people that will also play that way to try and reignite that passion a bit.
Because if you want to play fun, casual narrative games, and the people that you play against unbudgingly are like, we're only going to play competitive play, then you probably go, we're going to take a break for a while. We can meet socially and talk about other things, but we're not going to play 40k, and I'm going to find someone else to play against. I know a lot of people that I can play with in different ways to kind of like to appease me at the moment, kind of thing.
Yeah. And the game, like, so Stroming Fisher's about the game being inherently imbalanced. It is inherently imbalanced. And here's a little peek behind the curtain for you people, right? We have an agreement amongst everybody. If it looks, 9 times out of 10, if it looks like there's going to be a flat fucking going on the table, one of us will pull our foot off the gas slightly to try and keep it entertaining for you all.
Yeah.
Because that makes sense for content. Because if after an hour, and this doesn't make sense for Brom because he still hasn't finished probably deploying, but if after an hour it looks like someone's going to get completely flattened, the audience will go, well, we know what's going to happen here, turn off.
Sometimes, if you're on turn 2 at like 10 o'clock, you go, cool, I have to flatten the person now.
Time to ramp it up a bit.
Yeah, we need to get this done
when
quick.
a certain someone is doing orcs.
Yeah. So, that's why, like, if I was going to do an orc army, I don't think I'd even glue the guns on.
I played...
That's a hot take.
Yeah,
So I did orcs on Sunday. I don't think I fired a shot the whole day.
I would run orcs.
All I do is throw a grenade at you and then carry on.
It would be 40k orcs using Iron Jaws models.
I'm into it.
That's
right?
cool.
So all my boys
or...
are just guys with swords or double swords or maybe swords and shields kind of thing, or just sword empty hand. And then all my grots would be squigs. And then all my megadobs would just be brutes. And just done, No guns needed to be fired. Just leave it at that, basically.
If I was to do a 40k orc army, which I don't think I ever will, if I was to do a 40k orc army, what I would do is I would glue as many guns on as possible just to annoy you. And then, at the tabletop, I'd make sure I fired every weapon profile I was allowed to.
You're going on a clock, mate. See whose orc army ends this game faster.
Yeah.
Or who has more time left. I just think even if I glued the guns on the orcs, I don't think I'd ever fire them. It's just a waste of time.
It is a waste of time.
Like Tom
Unless
says,
you play the funny dread mob detachment, you're not going to fire guns, really.
Yeah, because your combat phases are going to be long enough.
Your movement and your combat is what you've got to put your time into.
Orcs in previous editions have had builds that have been incredibly powerful with their shooting.
Yeah.
And I think that there's still a hangover that exists at the moment from that, where people go, orc shooting can be devastating.
Nah.
Not really. It can't really be devastating.
Unless you have a stomper,
you're
probably not going to shoot a lot.
He's a little tired. He's
sleeping.
I went to bed. I actually went to bed at midnight last night, but I keep going to bed late at the moment.
Well, don't do that then.
No, because I'm playing computer games or painting.
The computer.
Yeah. I was doing a lot of painting until 2 o'clock in the morning to make sure that someone had an army ready for this tournament.
I'm going to use it on Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Better.
Only 5 days later, but
And then once I realised that dream was dead, I've been playing Delta Force since that came out.
There's no dead dream, Jay. I need more Elder.
I said that's in the dream of the tournament. You coming to the tournament. I was like, I don't have to work late anymore.
I was both absolutely devastated that I couldn't go, and on Sunday I sat there at one point and said to Luce, I'm actually kind of glad because I got to a point on Sunday. I streamed some Hogwarts Legacy for like 5.5 hours, which I thoroughly enjoyed. But after 5.5 hours of just sat there streaming, I was like, I'm actually like, this is to do with the chat you and I had the other day, though, where you were like, you need to be careful because it will not take much to exhaust you, and that's where I'm at right now. It doesn't take much to exhaust me.
I really enjoyed Hogwarts Legacy. Not watching because I didn't watch it. Because I was busy winning. I really enjoyed Hogwarts Legacy, but you spend it's terrible, right? You spend too much time at Hogwarts learning.
I mean,
I want to go off and kill people.
You know what the game's called, right?
Yeah.
I want to go and abracadabra people to death. I don't want to run around like the bit in Hogwarts is great, running around, but it goes on for too long.
I'm loving it at the moment.
I enjoyed the bit at the start where I'm not at Hogwarts, just spelling shit.
No, I
feel like the game is built for people who want to run around Hogwarts, though.
So as a kind of new person to the HP universe, right? I've been watching the films.
Yeah.
I've just recently finished film 6. So I've got film 7 part 1 and 2 to watch, and then the
Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah, those ones.
Those are my favourites.
So as a person who's as a person who's 6 films in now, and don't get me wrong, the first few films are a bit shit. They slowly get better as the actors grow up and the budget seems to get higher.
Yeah.
Running around Hogwarts in that game is fucking great for me at the moment.
I tell you what, it's good Christmas vibes. Harry Potter's are all Christmas films in my eyes.
Have you ever been to Harry Potter Studios? Warner Brothers Studios up in London or Watford, I think it is.
I went.
It's fucking great.
It is really good.
I went when they just after the first Fantastic Beasts film, but they didn't really have much Fantastic Beasts stuff there. But they put in like the forest and stuff.
My most So we went up there April, May this year. We went up there. I didn't really know what to expect. I wasn't sure because it's like, is it a theme park? Is it? And I am absolutely fascinated by like movie production behind the scenes stuff, and I thought it was really fucking good.
I think it's amazing.
I'd go again. Yeah.
You know, you can pay to have Christmas dinner in the Great Hall in there.
Really?
Next year, Channel Christmas idea.
Like $2,000 or something.
So next year, Christmas Channel idea.
Yeah.
Fane's Christmas dinner at Hogwarts table.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty good.
I'd be good with it.
Yeah.
Still watch the film. You must still be ill.
Yeah.
I'm slowly catching up on films.
Yeah, I need to finish up.
Harry Potter only came out, what, 10 years ago?
Longer.
15?
Yeah.
I just feel like the game spends too much time in Hogwarts, but that's because I'm quite well immersed already in.
Yeah, I'm new to the
Harry
universe,
Potter's.
really. Yeah. So, I'll be honest with you, it was the trip to the studios that kind of kick-started my interest because I had never really been bothered. My brother was really into it as a kid. When we were kids, my brother was Harry Potter and I was Lord of the Rings. And he didn't really watch or care for Lord of the Rings, and I didn't really watch or care for Harry Potter. No, because there was a rivalry there. It's just that was what interested him. That's what interested me. And I haven't really cared for it since. We went to the studios in May, and I've only just started getting around to watching the films because the studios was so good.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I'm actually interested in this universe just by going to the studio.
Honestly, I think one of the best bits is that like huge model at the end of Hogwarts. It's so cool.
It's almost like the Games Workshop diorama of Warhammer World, but of the castle.
Yeah. Some people don't like. You said you don't like the Fantastic Beasts film. I think
the first one's good. The ones after that are terrible.
I really like them, but I really like the whole kind of like post, like the pre-World War, World War One.
I think the setting's cool.
The politics is just really cool. The whole Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing.
It messed it up a little bit.
It messed it up a bit, but I also found it really, really good because it basically meant that they could change the actor for the character like through every film. Because it's like, who's it going to be this time? I thought that was really good.
I just think...
Anyway, Stick Monkey, to finish answering your question, Stick Monkey, just get better friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll need a local hobby store that's within train distance to open up quite soon, and then that'll probably help.
Yeah, that'd be really good.
Yeah.
What's it, like an hour?
As long as you don't have to play Joe.
About an hour on the train, yeah.
I know, I've said that when we do events here, the ones I run will probably go along the lines of, like, Highlander.
Oh, one of each.
One of
thing.
every unit, 2 of a battle
That'd be
line,
cool.
but you can only have.
Yeah, we might have to tweak.
a repeat of a battle line.
We might have to tweak because there's no force, because there's no force org slots anymore. We might have to tweak Highlander because there's advantages then for certain armies like World Eaters over, for example, Space Marines.
Well,
I
no,
don't
but
know,
Space
though,
Marines have
'cause-
access to more.
I think it's a disadvantage for World Eaters
Yeah.
because you could get one of each thing for 2,000 points.
Well, yeah, but it's like so.
Which is good because that means you can then pick another good unit because it's Highlander. Whereas
Yeah,
Space
but like
Marines,
you will get 2,000 points before you run out of things.
Yeah,
You'd have to take the really shit stuff.
because you've got all the characters. You've got 8-bound, Exalted 8-bound, Terminators. You can take 10 Berserkers, 10 Jackals. and
I
then 10
feel with
Berserkers
I just
again.
feel like with no force org chart to balance it out, we're going to need to make a tweak to it. I don't know how that looks.
What,
like yet,
I
but-
think what you do is for some armies you make some units battle line, which allows them to take 2. That's the fix. So
Okay.
for instance, if you play
Knights, how would they...
Knights, can get in the bin. Knights are right. Right? I don't like Knights.
I do agree.
Although Knights are fine.
I guess that's you just take 4
just
big ones,
just-
don't you?
Just don't be a monumental bell piece, right? And bring baby Knights.
I really want to.
it's competitive.
I really want to work on a
Yeah,
nice
but
army.
these aren't going to be competitive events.
I
These are
get
going to be
that.
fun. Like
No, I hate the
Nah.
amount of times I've
Yeah.
gone like, oh, I'm playing Chaos Knights. Oh, it's the identical list I played against
Yeah.
12 fucking times.
I really want to paint a nice army,
yeah.
but I want to just use all the big
Yeah,
Forge
those really big
Worlds,
knights, yeah.
the big ones.
Cerastus.
I
Yeah.
think I think Games Workshop with Knights have to go. You could only take 2 little knights for every big knight.
I'd be down for that.
Because they're the squires. They're like the bodyguards. They're
What I wanted to do, you can't do it for points at the moment, but what I originally wanted to do was all three Cerastus plastic knights and then 2 armigers for each.
Yeah.
Because it's like each of them's like a mini Titan maniple
Yeah.
then. Like that's what I would like to do, but you can't quite, I don't think you can quite fit that in with points. So I think I had 3 big ones and 4 little ones.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. No
But-
problem. And you could do that in Highlander.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 big, 4 small I'm comfortable
Yeah.
with. It's when you get 13 small knights, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
come on.
But like the events I want to run, I don't want to have prizes for first, second, third. I want to have like best in. So you might have it so best in Xenos, best in Imperium, best in Chaos. You know, or like you really invest in the prize support for best painted and favorite player.
Okay.
You know, because that's what we care more about.
Favourite game votes is my
Competitive
most-
40k is so well catered for in the country. We don't need to cater for it because I think there'll be enough people that will sell out the tickets every
Well,
month to just want to come and play for fun.
Yeah, there is also an argument to say that, you know, if the recipe works, don't change the recipe necessarily.
Yeah, like we're still going to have to cater to competitive 40k. It's just going to have to happen. You know.
Yeah.
Well, like maybe you go 1 week fun, 1 month fun, 1 month competitive, 1 week fun, 1 week competitive, and then you just go like that because I think there'll be enough people around the country, and there'll be a lot of people that watch here who have zero interest in playing competitive 40k.
Agree.
But they go, I've got a fun Ultramarines army that I just want to play with.
If we can get up to a point where our weekend events, our GT length events,
Yeah.
get a reputation for just being fun and enjoyable, even if you're not a competitive player, if we can get there.
Like,
I mean, one of the things you could do, arguably, is just not offer ITC points
yeah.
because then the competitive people probably won't come.
I don't think we don't invite, because they're probably, we can use BCP. Well, actually, BCP, you have to get to ITC points, you have to forward a token, a ticket to
I know.
ITC, which has to be approved. So, for the people that don't know, so the ITC has to approve your tournament to get the points. So you just don't submit the token.
Agree.
Yeah.
What,
So
for
you
just the fun events? Just
Yeah,
like
so-
basically,
yeah, so you use-
that makes sense.
Because then there's certain people, if you've got
yeah.
a 100 people event and you're getting ITC points, certain individuals will turn up because they want the points.
I mean,
if you
yeah.
openly say we're not doing ITC points, certain people are going to go, I don't know why I'd go and play.
I mean, yeah, we both know a certain person that went to a certain
Ollie
fun
says,
event, taking a certain incredibly good Tau army and just battered everyone.
yeah,
Paddy. Ollie says you should
Yeah,
allow legend. We could let legend units be used.
Brass Scorpions and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, do a Legends event. That'd be cool.
A Legends event is a fucking cool idea, actually. I'm into that.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
nightmare to build a
We've got-
list.
so we're already 10 minutes over. We still got loads to get through.
Yeah.
We haven't got loads to get through. We've got some bits to get through.
Thank you, Electman says, I'd give some pushback on your take on Rors.
Regiments of Renown.
The Ogroid one is very flavourful for its connection to their deep lore backstory. The Trog for Hire is super silly, and the Cadron Overlords gives deep strike for lots of factions. There's the Ogroid one is kind of cool, but personally, I hate the models.
Oh, you don't like Ogroids,
I
do
hate
you?
them.
I don't actually hate them.
They look
but-
like overinflated sex dolls right, with hair on them.
Which ones are the Ogroids?
They're like the Chaos,
They're like
Slaves of Darkness.
they're like
big.
the Doom Balls, but shit.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I like them.
I hate them.
I know you do.
They remind me of the disproportionate plastic Catachans. Just a bit.
I think they're kind of cool. I quite like them.
Yeah.
But you know, it's opinion based. You're
But
not,
like-
you're
but
not
the-
wrong if you don't like them.
But the push, not push, but the monopose characters of the Ogroids are really, really good. I just don't understand why they didn't go, here's 6 monopose well sculpted models instead of like, we're going to make them multi-part, but balloon-like.
But here's and this is part of GW's challenge, isn't it? Because when they make fixed pose, people whinge they're not multi-part. When they make multi-part, people whinge they're not fixed pose.
Yeah.
So sometimes I do sympathise with GW because they can never win.
But like the one with the traveling night goblin, the night goblin guy and the ogre's cool.
Yeah.
Like they just rock up when a battle's happening and just go in and do stuff. Like it's cool and it's flavorful. They're like a traveling mercenary band, but like nothing. I looked at those things and like nothing made me go like, oh, that's really cool. That's really flavorful.
Yeah.
Like there's no.
Yeah, that's a shame.
If they'd gone with taking, because there was like 6 or 7, said like we've got this entire backlog of books, and from Black Library for Old World, we're gonna make a little war band representative of that book. I felt it better because what you're doing is you're selling models and advertising a book that people might not have read, which will then go out and buy that as well.
Well, I think that there would have been a potential for Grotmas in general, both AOS and 40k, to lean a little bit more heavily into that. So if I think about the Chaos Knights detachment, if I think about the Imperial Knights detachment, and a couple of the others that exist, there's some really cool narrative stuff that they're doing. Like the Chaos Knight detachment is one. So I like legitimately, if I thought I'd have the patience to paint it, which I don't, so I'm not going to do it, I would be looking at buying 3 big Chaos Knights and painting cultists, because I think the narrative behind damn swarmed units on the floor and big stomping robots, like, I think it's fucking cool.
Yeah.
What I would have loved to have seen is less computer-generated AI bollocks spiel on the website before I then get to click the rules. Like wouldn't it be great for Grotmas if they go, here's a 1-page short story to go alongside this detachment?
That'd be really cool.
If you do that, you could do that for the AOS stuff as well.
Yeah.
Here's a 1-page short story to go alongside what we're going to drop as a Regiment of Renown to explain why it exists and how you can include it in your factions. Like that would be really. I'd rather have that and less detachments than have what will be 34 detachments if you include the regiments.
Some armies really don't need another detachment as well.
Yeah.
Like me and Joe were talking about this before, where like at the end of this, Dark Angels are going to have access to something like 14 detachments because they have like 5 of their own, and then there'll be another Space Marine one, so an extra 9.
Yeah.
That's just too many.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it?
And but also like the way like Regiment of Renown sounds like something important and famous. They've really undervalued that name now by just throwing a bunch of pointless like it's a Regiment of Renown. These heroes that we all know have come together to do a thing. Not like it's a Regiment of Renown. Chucked some random units together and done the thing.
I think one of the problems for AOS, in my opinion, is, and this might be a me problem, but Regiments of Renown and then Armies of Renown and then detachments or whatever, like it doesn't. It literally took a live stream with chat for me to figure out that they were 2 different things. I don't understand. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Like at least with 10th edition, it's like detachment.
Yeah. Well, it's like in the Slaves Darkness, but the Regiment of Renown, 1 Demon Prince. because the other armies don't have access to a demon prince.
Yeah, and working out that interaction, I've got it now.
Yeah.
I've got it down now, but to start with, I did not have it down, and I was like, "What the fuck? How does this work?"
But a Regiment of Renown is 1 drop, so adding a demon prince to Head Knights of Slanesh, for instance, adds an additional drop to your army.
Yeah,
It's one demon prince.
I don't know. I feel like the naming conventions don't necessarily make it easier to understand how it all works.
Yeah.
And maybe I've missed something where they have explained it or described it. Maybe it's in the rule book. I don't know, but I think that it's hard. Regiment of Renown does make it sound like it's incredibly powerful and cool.
Yeah.
And then it's just applied to it's applied to a single demon prince.
Yeah.
It's not a regiment really at that point, is it? It's a model.
No. And
you know,
and the Regiments of Renown and the Armies of Renown don't get the army. The fact that the Armies of Renown don't get the army benefit of the overall army really bugs me. So, for instance, Slaves of Darkness, you've got their normal general rules, which is all mark based, right? Because they can pick a mark every turn and makes them really, really good. If you take the Be'lakor one, which I really like, actually, I think it's really cool. Be'lakor is your warlord, and it allows you to take demons in your army. But the demons are costed based on the armies that they've been cherry picked from, but don't get any of the army benefits from the army they've come from, and they get no army benefits in the army they're being put in. So they don't even get the marks that the army.
I mean, this is
gets.
the same. This is the same as taking Khorne Demons as well. You should say right now. Like you put Khorne Demons in Worldies, you can take 500 points of Khorne Demons, you get no benefit from them, apart from you just have access to Khorne Demons.
Yeah. So it's like I just think that.
I was really hoping that the new detachments for like the individual legions that for each god would just be like have a demon super detachment.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, it's just a bit. It just bugs me slightly that this is supposed to be the fun, cool version of the army that we've given you a cool bit of narrative background for, but by taking it, your army is fundamentally worse than if you just taken the army.
There's a trade-off, isn't there, between... I don't know about being fundamentally worse, because the trade-off is you'll get access to units that you wouldn't normally be able to have.
Yeah, but those units are worse by not being in their parent armies. So if you take the Regiment of Renown, so for instance, in terms of 40k, it's like taking an Ultramarines fun detachment, so you've got Gilliman, you've got all the named characters and a bunch of cool stuff, but you don't get Oath. Right, and you don't get your detachment rule. And this is you just get warlord traits and enhancements.
And I talked about this briefly yesterday, right? When we were talking about the Knights detachment, this is where I was like, good job, Games Workshop, because what you've done is you've given me a list building soup option where I can add damned units to Chaos Knights, or I can add AdMech units to Knights. Yeah. You've allowed the units to work in coherency, so they work with each other and they proc off of each other. You've got stratagems that work for both sets of units. So it's not like I'm allying in Khorne Demons and I can't use any stratagems and I can't use any army abilities. But you've given me all these options. You've also given me restrictions. I can only take damned units with Chaos Knights. I can only take specific AdMech units with Imperial Knights. In fact, the Chaos Knights, you get basically no benefit from having an armature.
No.
Your benefit is only with big Chaos Knights and damned units. Like, you've given me restrictions whilst giving me cool rules that I can play with. That, for me, is a perfect example of here's some soup that you can play with.
Yeah.
That's a really, legitimately, incredibly good job. I think with normal 40k allies, predominantly, and with AOS regiments, I don't feel like it's like you can take some, and I get it, right? You get the benefit of going, you can have access to a Bloodthirster as well, Diaz. That is your benefit, because you wouldn't normally have access to him, so you can have access, or some Bloodletters, or Skull Taker, right? Here's some extra things you can take. That's your benefit. So when I'm like, but I don't get any army rules or detachment rules or stratagems, like, yeah, but you've got units you wouldn't normally be able to take. That's the trade-off. And there is a trade-off there, and I think that's right. But I think that when you look at the Chaos Knight and the Imperial Knight detachment, they've just done that trade-off better.
Yeah.
Much better.
It is a really cool idea, and I think they should have gone that direction for more of the detachments they brought out, because some of the ones they've done have just been either terrible and not fun, or just pointless, like the Thousand Suns one. The
Thousand Suns one is arguably pointless. It could be conceived as fun, maybe, but it just looking at the Grey Knights one today, it's the same version of the Grey Knights new detachment and the Demons detachment, but just flat worse.
Yeah.
And it's just it's not even a scratch on the Cult of Magic detachment. Now, I've said in Grotmas, we don't want every detachment to come out and be the best one for that faction, and I stand by that. and I don't necessarily think that the Imperial Knights or Grey Knights or the Chaos Knights one is the best version of their detachments. What they are is fun.
Yeah,
they're cool, and the main thing is they're different. Because the Thousand Suns one, my biggest problem with it is it's basically just trying to do the same thing as one they already have, but in a worse way in every way.
And I actually have a problem with the Necrons detachment, which is arguably the best one that's come out in Grotmas so far, and also arguably pisses all over everything in the Necron Codex.
It might honestly be the best detachment in the game now.
So I also think that's bad,
which is a problem.
Yeah. So, but again, you know, they're balancing a lot of stuff. They're bringing out, and this is part. Again, I said this when they did the announcement show, and I did the reveal show. They said 30 detachments in December. I went, oh god.
Yeah, because you know, like even if 3 of them are busted broken, that's a problem.
Yeah, but I sat there and I was like, I do not trust their ability to release 30 detachments and not drop something broken.
And you can guarantee the Eldar want to be broken.
Let's hope.
Yeah. Just to cheer up, Liam.
I mean, it gives you a second detachment to choose from for. We know it's not going to be one that's going to be in the Codex as well.
No, do you know what, Joe? If it gets rid of reroll a hit roll, reroll a wound roll, I'm happy.
That's their
current detachment.
Yeah.
Fate
Dice
is your army rule, isn't it?
For now.
If it gets rid of that detachment rule, I'm not upset.
I wonder if he'll give them like.
It's +1 a hit, +1 a wound.
Man, the Necron one is exceptionally good. It's just the reason why it's a problem is it's probably the best detachment in the game right now.
It's because they basically just looked at all the really good Necron units and be like, let's write a detachment that buffs the units that are already really good.
I'm like praying that the Chaos Space one is really, really good, and I hope I see it.
Really?
I hope I see it, and I immediately go, that's what I'm taking.
So we know the only reason you'll like it is if it buffs running 30 terminators.
I either want it to be chosen and terminated detachment, you know, like
elite, like a bully boys kind of
bully boys
detachment.
Yeah, I don't want army wide 5-up feel no pain. I'd be happy with a 1 CP 5-up feel no pain.
Really?
Strat, right?
No, I thought you hated feel no pain.
I'd love what I want, right, is a detachment that's got defensive bonuses in it.
Like Iron Warriors.
I don't. Yeah, but the Iron Warriors one is only good versus shooting.
Yeah.
In a game that is now all about close combat.
Wee-Man makes a good point. So I don't care as much if something's busted because it's called a balance slate and it can be tweaked. Yeah,
that's true. I'd rather have just like a cool idea for rules that they can then work around.
If you look at the Necrons attachment, I think the
you
can leave the rules alone and make points tweaks and bring it in line.
I think what they need to do, because at the moment that detachment buffs every single Necron unit, whereas I think they should just be saying like vehicle and mounted.
Yeah. I think that currently, even if they don't do that though, I think you can make tweaks to points and you can bring that detachment in line.
I do agree with that.
If you look at it, and then it's fine. It's still good and strong.
Yeah, they just have to.
And their stratagems, they have 6. They're in like a golden space because they've got 6 stratagems where they're all good. All 1 CP, all good. And that's where really every detachment wants to be. Every player wants to have 6 strats where you I haven't got enough CP to use them all.
And even the enhancements as well, like they're all pretty solid.
No strat in the game should be 2 command points.
I think fight on death guarantees.
No strat should
remove the guarantee.
Yeah, to be fair, make it 4
1
up.
CP.
Yeah, so no strat should be so good it has to cost 2 CP.
Yeah.
So all strats should be okay, 1 command.
I want to be in a place where I'd like to be is in a place where every single detachment, 6 stratagems, are all a single CP, and they're all so good that you just can't play them all.
Yeah.
Which means you're not going to be in a situation where someone goes, I've got 2 shit stratagems, 2 average stratagems, 2 good stratagems, so I'm going to spam, and I'm not digging, I'm going to spam 5-up for no pain for Tyranids every single turn.
Yeah.
What you want to be is you want to be going, I do want that 1 CP for 5-up for no pain, but I also want to play these other 5 strats.
Yeah.
That's what you want to be, right?
That's
what everyone wants to be.
That's why I really like the new Custodes detachment, because I like all of the strats in that detachment, and in the other detachments you basically have 2 in each that you might use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you play an army, there shouldn't be an auto pick for a detachment either.
Agree. I do agree with you.
I like playing Blood Angels. Like Blood Angels have access to 3,
I think
7, or 8 is in the codex.
I'll be honest with you,
9.
Joe.
Well, if we count the new ones that are coming, you'll get 9 out of Space Marines and then 4 out of Blood Angels.
I will be honest though. This is again, and I know this is not a popular opinion amongst the internet. This is where I do sort of sympathise with Games Workshop.
Yeah.
I think it's easier to make 6 stratagems all appealing in a single detachment than it is to balance 12, 13 detachments and say that there isn't going to stand out. If you're going to give any faction that many detachments, there unfortunately is going to be a league of what's good to bad, and something's going to be better than the rest.
I don't understand why they can't just it sounds like it does sound boring, but you go, we're removing all detachments from the game and we're releasing 10 detachments that any army can take.
Because I don't think that would work. Because I think you need.
But then those 10 detachments have to interact with each individual data sheet.
Yeah.
You need to go, everyone has access to one detachment.
Hey.
Everything in the army gets sustained hits. You've got fullback and charge, advance and charge. And
that sounds quite boring.
It sounds like Jones was the tailor the game.
But the problem is like, as of the end of this month, Blood Angels are going to have access to 10 detachments, right?
13.
13 detachments.
Yeah, because you'll get 4, won't you, from your own book?
Yeah.
And then 9 off Space Marines.
Yeah.
But I do think with Space Marines, they just need to bin off this whole mixing detachments and just say, if you're playing Blood Angels, play your detachments you've got in your book.
I agree.
Yeah, because
and also, you could even just give them a different army rule.
Yeah.
Just give them plus 1 attack and strength on the charge.
At the moment, what detachment are competitive Dark Angels players going to
Oh, Gladius every time.
Yeah.
Right?
Every single time.
So I'm with you. Dark Angels have access to the Dark Angels detachments.
Yeah.
Done. That's it.
You've got it, yeah.
Yeah, because I have access to 13. You're just going to take the Liberator Assault Force because it's the best.
Yeah, the only argument with Blood Angels is you might want to take Gladius, but you just shouldn't have that option, to be honest. Just play Blood Angels that are actual Blood Angels.
Yeah, because it's like Tau have access to 3, soon to be 4.
Yeah.
And 1, maybe 2 of those are good.
Yeah.
One army should have access to.
Yeah, Tau's okay, I think.
But
let's look at when Custodes came out. 0 good detachments. One of them basically didn't exist because this is a silence detachment, which in order to run you need 6 rhinos just to have 2,000 points.
Yeah, it's interesting, though, isn't it? Because you're right what you say. Tau currently have 4 because they've got Carry-On, Montcar, Retaliation Cadre, and then the Recruit one.
Yeah.
And then they're going to get 1 more for 5.
Yeah.
And then the Eldar Codex is coming out in 2 to 3 months' time, we assume, with 8.
Yeah.
Which will be 9 when you add the one they're going to get.
Yeah.
That's mad levels of disparity between 2 codexes. I understand more, perhaps, Votan or World Eaters having less detachments just because they've got less units.
Yeah.
World
less data
Eaters,
sheets.
I can imagine we'll get 4, which I think is fair enough, honestly. Because World Eaters is basically like the Blood Angels of CSM.
Right, we're well over time now, Joe. We're lots of chatting here.
Spec for Brain says, played my Jarl's only Spearhead Soulblight Gravelords for the first time last night. I now have 100% win rate. I shall now retire.
You should, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
100% win rate.
That's what I did with AOS. I beat Joe once, then I quit.
Yeah.
To be honest, this is a great Spearhead box set as well.
The Soulblight Gravelords one was really good, yeah. And congratulations for winning it.
Yeah, I don't know what they put in a new Spearhead box set, to be even of an equal value.
Yeah.
Because that Spearhead box set is mental value.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. And thank you, Adam Wishu, for becoming a Hesir.
Well, legend, thank you. Becoming a member all by yourself.
Yeah, the best kind of member.
Yep.
And then Edward, 705. I was at the premiere of the third Fantastic Beasts, film. He met all the cast, which was a lot of fun.
That sounds really cool.
That's a good fun.
Yeah. I'd love to do one of them.
I've never really met anyone famous.
No?
No, neither have I.
Not really, no.
I imagine you probably met people that think they're famous. Yeah.
Yep.
I met Warren Gatland once.
Yeah.
I met Lawrence Devallier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I met some rugby people, but no.
I met the
proper famous.
I met the England rugby team
when
in
we were
1997.
when we were at Twickenham a few weeks back.
Yeah.
What's his name was behind me. That's not helpful, is it? I had the name there.
There's a few people.
I met
old guy.
Yeah.
What
Bill Beaumont.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I met Andy from Andy's Dinosaur Adventures on TBBs. I met him 2 years ago in at Froome Cheese and Wine Show.
I'm sure you did.
Did
you get his autograph?
I didn't know. He was buying an ice cream for the ice cream
Oh
van.
my god, Jay,
What?
never change.
Yeah, I love that.
Please
I
never
spotted
change.
mental. I was there with my partner and our 2 children. And I spotted him first.
Did
So
you?
it was Andy.
Yeah.
And
And he went, fuck it,
I
I'm
was
gonna
like, what the fuck's he doing in Froome?
yeah. Get away from lunatics like you, Jay.
Yeah, but apparently he was doing a thing, a
Was he?
dinosaur
And some
thing.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I met Prince Harry,
Yeah.
where he was based at the same station as me, wasn't he?
Yeah. He I know people who know him. I say I know people who know him. I've met people that know him. Yeah. I in the hairdressers.
You don't go to hairdressers.
I did. Yeah.
He let his hair down on Thursday.
When one of my previous partners was a hairdresser, I went to a hairdresser's.
Yeah.
And I met the guy who designed Henry Cavill's suit for Superman.
Oh, that's
The Man
cool.
of Steel.
That's kind of interesting.
And he was
yeah.
showing me pictures on his phone of the pictures of the suits and stuff he designed. But like, I've not met anyone apart from Andy. I've not met anyone famous.
Yeah, Prince Harry was based up at Watersham because he used to fly Apaches.
Yeah.
He went on tour. He came out on tour in Afghanistan when we were going to come
Yeah.
home. And that's when we got attacked at Bastion. I remember once he came into the flight line office and he asked what people were doing for Grandma's birthday, and I was like, people were like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And it took a minute to realize, "Oh,
Yeah.
you mean the Queen?"
Yeah.
Pretty weird.
Well, unsurprisingly, we don't do anything.
No,
you know?
yeah, yeah. Well, because it was her birthday is like a national holiday.
Yeah, not that he
But
does
we were in the army, like so we don't get because obviously he's an officer, so we don't get the day off. Oh, okay. You go and enjoy your grandma's birthday. That's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, we don't get public holidays in the army.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. I bet he's a bit Tim Nice but dim though, isn't he?
He was all right. He
From what
was a
I've
nice
heard,
enough guy.
yeah.
I remember we had a crew chief, an old crusty fucking staff sergeant crew chief, who was sat manning flight line, and he comes in one day, says to Prince Harry, and say, where might one find one's knee board? Because pilots have these knee boards that strap onto their gear,
Oh, yeah.
all their maps and stuff. Where might one find one's knee board? And our crew chief turned around and went, where the fuck you left it? Then he looked up and realised, I was like, oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry, sir. Sorry.
Yeah, he was all right. He was a nice enough chap.
Yeah.
I know. Oh, that's funny you say that. My uncle, by law, so my stepmum's brother trained Harry to fly.
Did he?
Yeah.
That's cool.
There's a picture.
With a wallop.
Yeah, there's a picture of him and both of them actually, Harry and William, in their like flight gear.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's cool. No impact on my life.
Okay,
That's
cool.
Fair enough.
Don't know, just thought I'd fill in the last few minutes.
Yeah, I mean, the last few minutes we're 33 minutes over. Yeah. Right, you wonderful human beings. Thank you for joining us on the Liam and Joe Show. Thank you so much for all the super chats and the 33 members.
Yeah.
Liam and Joe Show is not doing so well, Joe.
The best person for a claim to fame, by the way, is going to be here later.
Mr. Dan.
Mr. Dan.
Who's he met?
Right?
Lots of people.
Dan sent me a video, right, very late at night, of him rather drunk in a hotel, not in a hotel room, like in a hotel bar, with Ric Flair.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and Ric Flair was giving woos.
Was he?
Nice.
Yeah.
It's an incredible video.
We can't talk about his previous job, but there's lots of famous people around, floating around, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anywho, Dan is back tonight for Age of Sigmar Love because I'm not loving it right now, and Joe is loving it right now, and Dan is loving it right now. So I figured I'd let them carry on playing AOS.
I never found out whether he's going to be doing Iron Jaws again. He might bring the army with him just in case, if he were to bring, because people complained that we didn't play competitive enough. So
People
he
complain on the internet.
He might bring Iron Jaws again, or I might just say pick an army from out.
Yeah, well, of course he can do if he wants to play something. But there'll be some AOS this evening, right? Yeah. And that will be Joe and Dan, and Tom will be producing, yeah?
Yep.
And I'm going to be here for the start, and I'll decide how bored I get before I decide I might ride home early.
Yeah.
Because...
Scroto met the horse that Princess Diana learned to ride on. I met the horse that I met the horse that old Targaryen rode on in Game of Thrones.
Dragon.
No, the horse, the white one that she rode on in the desert. What's her name?
Amelia Clark.
Amelia Clark. Yeah, I met
On the horse with no name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I met that one.
Meat Squadron, thank you for gifted up to 34.
Thank you, Meat Squadron. Love you.
We're quite way off target.
I met that at At Not Froome.
I
met it at a random country fair.
that means that tonight you and Dan have only got to do 166 members, Jay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, no pressure. To show us that we all love AOS still.
Yeah.
So I'll be around this evening anyway for a bit. I might even stay till the end because there's a good team of people tonight. Yeah. Tomorrow there is a bonus stream at 10 a.m. I've got to do it at 10 a.m. There's lots of stuff to balance in terms of time. Right, 10 a.m. tomorrow. And then there'll be another Warhammer show at 7:30 in the evening.
I don't like this.
Thursday.
This makes me very nervous.
Thursday at 1:30 there'll be another Liam and Joe show. We'll be back here, probably with more Grotmas stuff. And then at 7:30 in the evening, Adam returns for a live game of 40k. And I'm going to bust out the Eldar that Joe painted for me for the tournament. And then Friday, depending on what time I get back from Warhamster World, there will be a 40k After Dark show. This weekend, there's no overtime content. There's no bonus content this weekend because I'm off to a Christmas ball at RF Lynham for the Saturday night. And then Sunday I'll come home and then I've got a football game.
Thank you, Meat Squadron.
It's amazing. Meat Squadron again! There's 35 members.
Oh, do you know what else I did meet?
For fuck's sake.
Right? I was at a pheasant shoot in Exford.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah.
Vinnie Jones.
Oh, that's a good one.
I met Vinnie
That's
Jones.
a good one.
I completely forgot about that. It was like brief in
What
passing.
did you talk to him at all? Or was he?
I was like, I'm a big fan of your films. They're cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course he's a fan of his films.
Yeah.
Didn't give a fuck about his football career.
No, I liked it when you headbutt that guy. That was really good.
The only thing anyone knows
But he
about
was-
football
I met
is that
him.
he's the quickest to ever get a red card.
But I didn't want to talk to him for too long because he was very clean in all of his shoot get up with all of his guns and stuff. And I was head to toe covered in bits of tree, grass, and mud.
What were you doing?
Because I was beating, you know. You wave a flag and you beat sticks and you make the pheasants go up in there and then they shoot.
You do love to beat it.
Yeah, I'm always beating it in hedges, right?
Yeah.
So I previously fell over in mud. So I was like, I won't shake your hand.
Yeah.
This is why you never leave the Liam and Joe show early.
No.
Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for all the likes. We're at 134 likes already. You people are amazing. Love you very dearly. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully we'll see you tonight at 7:30 for a live game of Age of Sigmar. If not, we'll see you in the next one.
Bye, wonderful time.